substance becomes a popular dessert in the United States, but soon begins attacking people and turning them into zombies.
Brilliant. You see, who knew? It really is.
Okay, we are.
Okay, are we ready?
Ready, yeah.
I'll even try and get the show number right this week. You never know.
Okay. Do you want a clue?
Go on, give us a clue.
It's 638.
All right, I'll remember that.
That's the clue.
That is a clue.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
You ready to start?
Yes.
Here we go. Let's start.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Chinny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick.
I just fell on my bottom into some butterscotch.
Juke with the soundbite saviors. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
I'll just stick with the veteran gamers.
Switch that
Hello,
console
darlings.
off before you have to press repeat, yo.
The Boss Wave crew. You've got at least two of us as sound clips now.
Blimey, it's a while since I've heard that voice. Hello and welcome to episode 638 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yay, 638. What's up, people? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Hello.
And we are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
What happened to Rob? Where is Rob? Where is he?
I was
What
thinking
happened
about
to
Rob because I got a Chromecast
Where is Rob?
thing, and all the pictures, different pictures go up on the Chromecast thing, and then there's a picture came up of when we went the last time we went to EGX London, 2019. That's when Greg came down. That's when Gary was there.
Such a weekend that was.
And there's a picture of Rob on the train. We're on the subway together, and I was like, God, I heard from Rob for.
Yeah, because they
years.
don't do the boss wave anymore, do they? That's done, isn't it? I think. I don't think that's
So for
happening
the listeners
anymore.
that have no idea, this is just friends of the show that have come and
It
gone.
is. I know. So sad. Where is
He was a
Rob?
Big Sony fanboy, Verbal Rob.
Well, I'm assuming he still is.
He probably still is. He probably thinks Horizon Forbidden West is the best video game that I've ever seen and
Ever
heard.
played in my life.
Antonio's special lady friend liked it too. So.
No, quite honestly, I think you're wrong, Chinny, because as we know, he's a Dark Souls fanboy. So we're
so he's all
Elden Ring.
isn't he?
He'll be all over Elden Ring like a rash.
Yeah.
He'll be loving that shit. But yeah, if you know where Rob is, right, let us know. What's happened to Rob? Where is Rob?
Rob,
Or-
where is he?
If you know a Rob,
Yeah, any Rob will do, to be
Any
fair.
Rob, yeah. we just-
Well,
if you know a
that's
Rob,
not a Rob.
just let
Right.
us know if he's okay.
Not a Rob.
You've got
No.
The Rob.
No, let us know if a person that you know called Rob is okay. Just email
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah,
and
any
say,
Rob will
I
do.
know a Rob. He's okay.
Anyway, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Guess what book I read and finished this week? Go on, guess. Go on, guess.
the
Guess.
Harry Potter book one.
Guess.
War and
No.
Lord of
Peace.
the Rings.
No. God, that wouldn't
Crime
be
and
finished in a
Punishment?
week. That'd take me about fucking 10 years. It's
The
huge.
Bible, the only book that's
Yeah, it's another book that would
spitting
take
the
10
truth.
years. The huge
Invisible
books.
Man.
No.
Their eyes were watching God.
No, I'll give you a clue.
Lost Illusions.
I'll
Is
give you a
it-
clue.
is it,
It
Bhagavad
involves...
Gita.
Dummy's
It
Guide to
involves... No, shut up.
Poker.
It involves a delivery.
Buy my book!
Is it
Buy
Oh,
my
yeah,
book!
just-
Buy
Postman?
my book!
The Postman?
The postman. There you go. He always
The
rings
transporter,
twice,
the book?
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I put out a book this week. It's called Delivery to Nimbus X. It's available on paperback and audiobook format, and you can read it on the internet. There's a lot of ways to consume it, so check it
See,
out.
I am supporting Duke. I have started it and
appreciate
finished it in 1
Yes.
week. Done.
All right, thank you.
So, Duke, you want some feedback? You want some
Sure, I love feedback.
Are you
It's
ready?
shit. No,
It's fucking terrible. No.
Yes.
I'm going to be completely honest with you now. Do you want me to be
Oh,
totally
thank God.
honest?
I would hate for
Totally
you to
honest.
hold things back.
Well, I'm not. No. I actually, the first 2/3 of the book, I really, really liked. I really enjoyed
I like
it.
the actually in there. Actually, I didn't hate the whole
No,
thing.
the first 2/3 were. I like the character development. I like the
So you
characters.
hate the end of it then.
I'll be honest, I didn't get the war thing at all. I was like, what is happening?
Well, we can't
didn't
talk
get
about
it.
it because it'd be spoilers for people.
I guess, but I've just that was my only minor criticism of being told. I was a little bit confused, didn't know why it was happening.
You should be confused. It's
didn't understand what
It's
was going on.
Dude, can I request a sound clip, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Can you play the one by Yui Ball?
Oh, here we go.
I don't know why you'd want me to play that, but okay.
Fuck yourself.
That's what I think Duke should say to Stu.
I think that's what he's thinking.
No, I like getting feedback about people's perspective on things. I just wish we could talk about it because we can't talk about it right now.
I know what you mean. Maybe after the show.
After the show,
private,
we can talk about it.
Tell me.
People don't want spoilers, you know.
Warning.
I like
people.
I like the ending. If you know what I mean.
Well, thank you.
I like the ending, and I like like that. That's
well, Duke,
cool.
you'll be pleased to know that I haven't read or listened to
But
it.
he hasn't even read any of it.
But on your podcast, is that an audio version of it?
Well, yeah, I put the first chapter out on the Sincast. I'm going to put other chapters out in the weeks to come. So,
is it eventually? Are you going to do all of it?
Yeah,
it's on SoundCloud.
There's 7 chapters. It's on SoundCloud. There's lots of ways to consume it.
Yeah, that's how I listen to it.
You have to go seek it out on SoundCloud. If you subscribe to the Sincast feed, it'll just come
to me. Well, I might do that, Duke. I might listen to it, episodically.
Yeah,
that's how I wrote it. So it makes sense that you would do it.
It worked perfectly for me because it takes me about half an hour each way to get to work. So I got 2 chapters a day. So that's how
it works perfectly for me because when I'm skiving, I skive for about half an hour at work each time.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Well, yes,
yeah. So
overall,
big
I
love
really
to everybody who
enjoyed
showed
it.
love.
Love to you, man. It was good.
Yeah,
very good.
Big shout outs to everybody who came to the launch and everything. And check it out if you want to have a look. Justtext.org.
Harley Dan in the chat said he's ordering my copy on Friday.
Yeah, I've ordered it. I have got a paperback copy coming as well. That's how loyal I am to Duke. So yeah, I've ordered a copy of the book. I've ordered. Whoa, echo.
Oh, hello.
Echo.
Just open it up on the YouTube.
Well, yeah. Congratulations, Duke, on releasing.
Yeah, Duke.
On adding something to the world creatively.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all right. No,
I know it's not easy.
Well,
no, definitely not.
As you can tell by the many hits on my YouTube videos, people just come in waves and floods to watch your creativity, I imagine.
They do.
Yes.
On other news, I have a donut.
Okay. I have food as well. I have got Maltesers.
Now you're thinking that this is a normal donut, Stu, but you haven't.
No, really, is it not a normal donut?
You haven't seen the fucking size
of
of this.
It
looks like a normal jam donut that I've put into the machine in Honey I Blew Up the Kids.
Oh,
and then blew it up.
What are we gonna see here?
Because here it is. It's a big bastard, as they say on the streets.
I'm wondering what the hell you're gonna lift up to show us at this point.
Well, it's here, so
we've got the paperback reveal going on.
Yeah, but there's a.
Here we go.
It looks like.
Here we go.
No, so in American sizes,
that is a pretty big donut.
This is a small, right?
Yeah, right. That's a junior size.
But I'm telling you, the donuts that we get in, like Greg's and
pretty
McDonald's, they're not this big because they care about your cholesterol here. Because we have the thing called
suckers.
The NHS, and they don't want to flood it with people just dying.
Yeah, they don't want to spend.
They don't want you to have freedom, is what they don't want.
So this, and I bought one of these for my mum earlier today, and the amount of jam in this is ridiculous.
So you're gonna get that lovely white T-shirt is in peril at this.
This is why I've worn this white T-shirt, just because it's going to look like that I've been in a fight.
Where did it come from, Chinny? Where is the proprietor who sold you this giant donut?
I can't remember which bin I picked it out of. But it was Mother's Day, and what it still is. But like I said, Mom, pick any bin, and we'll whatever we find.
Pick a bin. Let's do some trash salvaging.
You can take it completely free. It came from a cafe.
Oh, okay.
In Codsall.
Oh, lovely place.
Codsall Village. And the cafe is called Medicine.
That's a weird name for a cafe.
I know. I've never got over the name. Do you know what I mean?
Why is
it's
a cafe
lovely
called
place.
Medicine?
It's very bougie. It's very cute, gorgeous, cute, gorgeous. Cakes everywhere. You go in there,
Yeah.
Why is it called medicine?
Yeah, so you get a cup of coffee.
What's
and you
going on?
Ask, man, come on.
You know.
Oh, dear
So
me.
I don't. There's one cafe that I was trying to book, and it's literally called Cute. It's just called.
Well, it's
Cute.
better than medicine. I mean, medicine.
I mean, it's a better name, but this is just called medicine. So I took all the mothers out today.
All of them.
All of
How
them.
many mothers have you got?
I took them all out, right? Because the story
20
time
of
this
them.
week. Duke, was you done with your book? Do you want to talk about any more about your book?
Yeah, talk a bit more about your book. Go on, promote your
book.
book.
I want to do
Duke.
it, Stu. Can't force it.
I wrote a science fiction book. Go to justtext.org and get it.
So
there you go.
So it was Tara's birthday yesterday.
All the celebrations.
So, but the problem with Tara's birthday is it always falls around Mother's Day. So I've been giving Tara little birthday presents and treats all week. Because as we know, our good ladies, they don't celebrate their birthday on one day.
They don't?
They celebrate them on all... Tara has a birthday week.
What's that all about? That sounds a bit indulgent to me.
Well, she was insisting on a month, but, you know, I said, oh...
Wow.
No, so I've been treating her all week to little things here and there. I took her out to eat lobster on Friday night. Stu.
Right. Lobster.
Now, I didn't
lobster,
know...
you say?
Very fancy.
I didn't know how expensive lobster was.
It's pretty expensive.
I didn't know how... Well, especially now, everything's about 5 times more than it was probably this time last year.
How much do you think this lobster was?
What was it? A lobster thermidor did you have?
I don't fuck. It was a lobster.
Did you have a cheese sauce?
Lobster flavored lobster.
I don't know. It's just a fucking lobster that was just
right,
like.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, this is a
30
warm
pounds.
bath. He had a very why
saying,
am I in a warm bath kind of look on his face.
I'm saying if you had lobster in a restaurant, you're talking probably 35 to 40 pounds. I would have said at a guess.
You are too low.
But yeah, I probably thought
50 pounds.
So Farney in the chat says 70 pounds. You are too high. Duke is close with 50.
Around 45.
No, it was
55.
59 pounds.
Wow, 60 quid is a
That's
lot
bonkers.
of fucking.
So,
that is a lot of cash for one main course.
Now here's the crazy part. Did you know that
what
back in the day, lobsters used to be, like food for poor people?
Yeah, because
They
it
were
comes out the
considered,
fucking sea.
Stuff out of the ocean, and you just go around the shoreline and pick it up.
And you look at it and go,
peanut butter sandwiches were for fancy.
only a maniac would eat that. You know
Only
what I mean?
a maniac. I remember when I was a kid, right, and we used to go to Spain on the holiday. You just pick one out of a tank, and they would just go and cook it for you. They go, "Yeah, I want that one," and it'd be like 12 quid.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah, well,
honestly,
the marketing.
So did the mothers enjoy their lobsters?
Lobsters, and that's the thing. She ate the lobster and she went, "That was okay." I went, "Okay."
Yeah, you were all right.
But
lobsters too. I like lobster. I shouldn't eat it because I'm supposed to be vegetarian, but I do like lobster. But I don't like it nearly as much as crab, and it doesn't take nearly as much work to eat crab. But now these days, I'm too lazy to even eat crab. Like I'd rather just eat a fish that's already been boned, already been cleaned.
I beg your pardon.
I don't want to have to work on it. You have to get the nutcrackers and everything to eat crab. Forget it.
Yeah, forget that shit.
Well, I was going to eat this donut with a knife and fork like a big posho, but it's proving. But I don't have a knife.
You really
it's hard to eat
know
things with a knife and fork when you don't have a knife.
Yeah, and you don't eat a donut with a knife and fork. What is the matter with you?
I know, but I want it to be all bougie.
No, you just chomp on it, man. You just get yourself a bib or a towel or something for your neck.
So anyway, do you want to hear what I did yesterday with Tara for her birthday?
Go on, what did you do?
Well, I think we need to make it clear that there's a story time going on here. So
my favorite time, it's story time. Story time.
So the original plan was to do like a big family sports day, which is something that we've always sort of talked about, but that didn't pan out. People pulled out.
It was a lovely day for it. It would have been perfect.
Yeah. So we did go to the park and we did have a bit of a sports day, but only with like not everybody because some people couldn't make it. My brother's got COVID, by the way, so he couldn't come and all.
No. More COVID.
But like we did, there was about 7 of us and a baby and a little toddler as well. So you know, we played rounders a little bit. It was fine, you know, and that was a surprise. She didn't know where she was going. I says, just dress as if we're going to the park or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, keep it cash.
So she went there. I didn't tell her that her brother and her niece was going to be there or anything, and was like, "Oh, look who we found!" Oh no, you know, and she was all surprised. And then I says, "Oh, right, okay. Well, your brother Simeon couldn't come down from Manchester, and your mom's busy, so I'm going to take you out somewhere to eat now." And I said, "But you've got to put this blindfold on." And I drove out the way down some country lanes, and I said, "You got to put the blindfold on now, right?"
And do you know, I had all sorts of things going through my mind right now.
So I was like, I was purposely driving the wrong direction. I said, "Okay, now you got to put the blindfold." I was like, "Wait, what's this way? I don't even know what's this way." Put the blindfold on. And Tara, she gets car sick at the best of times without the blindfold. So when I purposely picked bumpy country lanes, and basically I just turned round and drove back home because all the family, including Simeon from Manchester, everybody was there.
God, you did a Duke.
So then I drove back home, and I said, like, cover you know, make sure you can't even see the floor because I didn't want it to recognise the drive. And she was in the back garden. I said, "Okay, take it off," and everybody surprised us, and it was all funny. Because she's never had a party at a house for her. She's always thrown one for me. She's thrown two for me. So I was like,
nice.
Yeah.
I bet she
it's
was
funny you
very
mentioned car
chill.
sickness and blindfold. My friends actually did that in college. They were having a surprise party for me on my birthday, and they kidnapped me basically, and they put a bag over my head and threw me in the back of my car.
Yeah.
And then drove it to the spot at the beach. First of all, I hate the beach, so that was a mistake. And I got so car sick on the way there. I didn't have any fun at all on the party. I was
you
just
vomit?
So nauseated.
No,
I didn't quite vomit, but it was really close the whole time. That's why I couldn't eat any hot dogs or whatever. We had a cookout, and I'm like, I'm not eating any of that. I'm gonna fucking.
I feel sick. I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah. So this was a great birthday. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Cheers.
I mean,
for
their
that.
heart was in the right place, but it's like, consult me. Like when
Can
I say stop, I'm getting sick. They're like, ah. I'm like, dude.
Can I ask a question, Duke?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you even pretend?
Chinny, did he just freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You froze.
You just froze. Try it again.
Oh, sorry. I said, did you even pretend to appreciate it?
Why would I appreciate the thought, but I was too nauseated to have a good time or pretend to have a good time. And I don't know why I would pretend to have a good time when I'm not having a good time at my own fucking birthday.
You know, because they were thoughtful. They thought they were going to give you a cool birthday.
They weren't that thoughtful, though. Look, there's thoughtful, and then there's, like, how you execute it thoughtful. If I go, you know what? I think this person will really like getting punched in the nose on his birthday. And then I punch him in the nose, and they go, hey! I go, hey, I was thinking about you, man.
No, but like, they were trying to do a nice thing. They wanted to take you to the beach, have some
I know they were trying to do a nice thing, but that doesn't change the fact that the effect on me was not nice. I think the person's desire. I mean, look, if someone's a vegetarian, you take them to a steak restaurant. Like, that's not nice. That's
but were they aware of your car sickness, though, prior to taking you? Well,
halfway there, I started going like, "Please take this
might not know when
goddamn."
they came up with an idea for it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying though, halfway into it, you'd think they would listen to the guy yelling out, "I'm getting sick. Take this off my head."
Did they know you hated the beach?
They should have. I mean, I didn't hide it. You know me to be someone who sits on his feelings a lot. So anyway, all I'm saying is, look, if you're going to play, look, I think Chinny did a good job because he said she wishes she could have a party at the house. Okay, so he gave her what she wanted. He listened to her desires and prepared something that was in accordance with that.
But I threw her off.
I think if I was,
she wasn't expecting it.
Right, that too. So whatever. I'm just saying, like, when you plan a party for somebody, consider what they want, and if you don't know, ask. That's all.
By the way, it's Trite's birthday, apparently, in the chat. So happy birthday, Trite.
Happy birthday, Trite.
There you go.
You say that it's your birthday time to skank it up hard.
There you go. Apparently, we've switched screens, Duke. I didn't realize. I don't know whether that was a thing.
What?
Oh, see, we haven't now. But mine look weird pointing in that direction next to this side. I think it looked better before, to be honest.
Oh,
so, Chinny, switch it back. Switch it back, Chinny. It feels weird.
Okay,
it feels
in the meantime, I guess this isn't the audio from the Mother's Day edition, but on 30 Rock, Will Ferrell did a guest spot where he played a character on a reality show called Bitch Hunter. Hang on. He's kicking down the door.
Put the mimosas down, bitch.
So at one point they said we have a special Mother's Day edition. So when you said Mother's Day, I immediately thought of 30 Rock. So.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Harley Dan said he'd love to have his birthday at the beach.
Great. Go have a birthday at the beach. I'm not trying to tell you not to.
It would have to be in the southern hemisphere, though. North Devon in January is rather bleak. You know what? Get yourself to
No. It's the thought that counts. Shut up and enjoy it. Pretend like you're having a good time.
Hey, it would have been fine today, to be fair. It was absolutely roasting here.
Just Devon is bleak, really.
Yeah, it is.
It's not whether the weather's good. It's whether
I
it's
don't know
Devon
why
or not.
people keep going there on holiday. It's just beyond me. It's so far away as well. Why do you want to drive for like 12 hours to go on
Should we
holiday
talk
in
about
this
video
country?
games?
You could get to Australia, man. Just
I think
saying.
it's time to talk about video games. What do you think?
Yeah, let's talk about some video games.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
That's some Stranger Things, by the way.
What you been playing?
In case anyone doesn't know.
What you been playing?
Show, are they going to do more of this?
Yeah, they're doing one more season.
They are? Okay. We'll see.
Do we just talk over the jingles now? Do you? Is that what we do?
Yeah, is that the thing
Well,
we do nowadays?
I was talking
so
in
professional.
between the lyrics of the jingle there. So
I guess.
right.
I'll tell you what. I finished that donut off a tree.
It's very strange what Eric picks like as a sound effect.
How was the donut, Chinny? What's your ultimate reaction?
It was okay.
Did it look better than it was?
That's like Tara's reaction to the lobster. It was okay.
Yeah, but but how much did the donut cost?
The donut cost like I don't know, like £2 or something.
£50.
See, that's fine if you don't like it, but if it's something that costs 60 quid.
And the same on on Friday night when we had that meal, to really, because it was a nice romantic meal, just me and Tara, to really set the mood. The woman behind us threw up.
Nice.
Oh,
Has she been on
no.
a car journey?
Yeah, she'd been forced into a car and
we were
taken to
blindfolded.
the beach this previous day.
Can I ask a question? Actually, it was something I thought to ask and then forgot.
We will get to video games someday.
Yeah,
people, don't
whatever.
worry.
What did you have, Chinny? Did you just have a starter to compensate the cost of the lobster?
Yeah, really. I'll just eat these crackers that came with the meal.
Just have the free bread.
I said, do you have any bread? Like artisan bread and garlic bread. I was no, just like a half loaf.
Dry crust.
Yeah, like,
do we
yeah.
pay for crusts?
Yeah.
Just like a 50-50 bread from Asda or something.
Anything will do. It'll be fine.
You know,
Digestive
to be honest, I'll just have what's in the salt shaker, please.
Yeah, just have a bit of
They
salt
got
on
some
my
rice
plate.
in there sometimes. You can.
This
fix up a
restaurant,
little
though, they're
stir fry.
sneaky because they go, "Do you, would you like a water?" And I was like, "Why are you speaking like that? You're from
A
Wales."
whapper.
Were you in Wales?
Would you like a bloody fucking water? No, so they said, you know what water? They always give you the
Oh,
fucking
water. I thought you said wiper. I'm like, what's a
No,
wiper?
they always give you the
Windshield
bloody bottled water where they charge it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you want
yeah,
tap?
Tap,
Tap water.
tap, you
Water.
you robbing bastards.
And I bet that were
Yeah.
about 14 quid.
But I'll tell you what, Stu, if you ever do
Yeah.
stop at mine again, I'll take you to
Yeah.
that restaurant. It's a very, very nice.
I ain't having no fucking lobster for 60 quid.
No, but you know who?
Right.
No, it sounds like he's offering though.
No,
Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
all
if you're
treat,
paying. Oh,
no,
definitely.
Stu. I
sure.
said
Well,
I'll
that's
take
what's
you to the
implied.
restaurant. I didn't say I'd pay for your meal.
I'll point you toward the
I'm
door.
up for that,
Go over
Chinny.
there and eat some food.
What did you have? You still haven't told us what you had other than the dry bread.
I had I did have a garlic bread for a main, just a small little flatbread thing, and then I had
Seriously?
yeah, you do that for
Wow.
mains. Why?
All right.
You
I've
have just
never heard of someone
garlic
having
bread for a
garlic
main
bread as
course.
their main.
Yeah,
That is weird.
is it?
Did you have anything with
We
it?
agree that it's weird. Yeah.
No,
What, you just had a piece of garlic bread as a main course?
but it's like nice. It's like a nice.
It's
garlic.
not. It's not just your shit bread. This is fancy garlic
but
bread.
it's
It was-
garlic
it was
bread.
£3. Yeah.
No, it weren't. It was probably about 15 quid.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I guess
68
so.
quid. Yeah. No.
What did you have on it? Was there stuff on it?
It was
Just
just
the
a
fucking
clove
cheese
of
and
garlic with a
stuff.
little piece of bread on top.
That is just weird. It's not even like you had a pizza.
Well, A, fuck you, and B, there
He
isn't
really
a
did
B
have the cheaper option because of the
because
lobster.
the A is so great, right? So for the main,
You ready
I
to play that
just-
sound clip again?
I
Yeah,
had
play the sound
a
clip.
Fuck yourself.
arrabbiata sausage pasta thing.
Penny alla arrabbiata.
Oh, so you did have a main course. You're so confusing at the moment.
Well, you don't let me
What were
finish.
these dried in a rainforest?
Yeah, but I said, what did you have for your main course? Garlic bread.
Chad
Anything
Vader.
else?
No,
No,
not
just
Chad
Oh,
garlic
that
Vader.
was my
bread.
Darth
starter. You.
You know Chad Vader?
Duke, correct me if I'm wrong. He said he had a garlic bread for his
I
main
thought I
course.
heard garlic bread for his main. That's
He
what I
did,
thought.
No.
definitely.
That was my
Maybe you
starter.
misspoke, or maybe we misheard you. Okay.
If only we
both
recorded
heard you
the
say
show.
So you
Kitty.
had pasta for your main
That
course,
makes more
and we got that
sense.
sorted out.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that.
Now it's time to
straightened
talk
out.
about video games.
Jesus Christ.
Can we cut the condescending crap and play the game?
Who's going first?
Oh god.
Oh my God. Oh, do you want me to go?
I guess if you can
I'll just
speak.
fuck it. I'm just gonna go.
Fuck it, just go.
So yes, I bought a new game yet again. for
Oh
VR.
snap!
I'm beginning to get.
I thought you were going to
into
start with the music thing, but go ahead.
No, I'm not going to start with that. That's coming up. I've
Stay
started to
tuned,
get into these sort of Zen like creative stuff in VR, and I think I'm beginning to think this is what VR was made for.
Really?
I am, honestly, because we've got the DJ thing that got me into DJing, because obviously I'd never done that before, and I would go in VR and like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool, and I do it in real life now, you know. So it's sort of, I think it's so cool as a springboard to try things that you would never be able to otherwise have a go at. And the thing I've been having a go at in the last couple of days is called Vermillion. Vermillion. And it's basically an oil painting simulator.
See, there's a game on Steam right now called All the Art or something like that. I don't know what it's called. And like, I don't get art video games.
No,
it just
you
makes
don't.
no sense to me.
No, it doesn't. But this is different.
Why not spend that time making actual art?
Well, you can do. That's exactly what this is. But you do it with real brushes, but what look like real brushes. So you can use your hands like you would in normal when you were painting on a canvas. And then you can export it as a PDF file and then print it off.
Okay, fair enough.
So you can print it onto a canvas after you finish if you really wanted to do that.
Okay.
And some of these, I mean, if you click on the video link, Chinny, for instance, you can see.
I would love to see a video link.
You know what? You two better stop this pattern of like,
hey, like I don't know what it's like to broadcast the video clip. Like it's some big undertaking. I know what it's like to do the stream.
Yeah. Anyway, so
you have one job to do.
You're on the job. So, in general, painting is a very expensive hobby. Because
it depends on what kind of paint you use.
Well, oil paint, for instance, is very expensive.
Right. Yes, it is.
Canvases are very expensive. Right. The equipment.
That's why I paint with my shit. That's
exactly
cheap.
Easels, even a palette, all the brushes, palette knives, knives, and all that crap that you have to use. It's all very expensive shit, right?
Yes.
But you might want to game. Well, you might want to have a go at that. You might think, you know what, I'd like to have a go, see what painting's actually like. With this game, you can have a go at all of that stuff for 15 quid. You know, and obviously the price of your headset.
I'm fascinated to see how long Stu can talk about a fucking VR painting game.
Well, I mean...
Well, it's been 2 minutes so far. Let's keep going.
So they've done all sorts of crap in this game, like pressure on brushes.
So let me ask you this, Stu. After how many minutes did you start drawing wangs?
I didn't. I've not drawn a single wang.
What?
No.
You had a paint. You had a wang. Beautiful canvas open here. You didn't write
Stu,
one spunking dick.
It is your obligation as a man.
Really?
Have I got to draw? Have I got to paint a wang for next week?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't. It doesn't matter if you're straight.
The trees that created this paper. You have to draw dick butt.
You don't. It doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, black, white, a man, woman. As a man, even if you're a woman.
Yeah.
You should draw a penis.
So I've got to draw a penis. So next week I'll have to draw a penis, export it, and then you can put it up on the stream. Honestly, is that what you're saying?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
What did you draw then?
It didn't occur to me.
How can you even? What bizarre?
Wait, hang on a second. Maybe he had some brilliant idea. What did you draw, Stu?
It better be good.
I didn't. So basically, it has YouTube.
Boobs?
It has YouTube built in, and you can paint along to Bob Ross while you're painting. What more could you really want?
So you painted a mountain.
Yeah, I painted a mountain with a lake and shit.
Okay, let's see it. Where's your?
I haven't got it. I haven't done it. I didn't export it.
God damn it! You can export it. You can share it. You can print it. Where is it? I didn't do any of that.
I don't know. It's
great to create this art. Well, I didn't.
Other stuff. But you know what?
God.
It's amazing that you can do this stuff in VR. It's just, it blows my mind every day that there's stuff that you can do.
Why does it blow your mind, though? It's like
because
you've just come out of the fucking caveman era and discovered this every week.
No, but I think what amazes me is that not only the sort of creativity that's available within VR if you want to have a go at something, but also the level of detail these people put into these.
What else are you going to fucking put in it?
No, but some people might do a fucking shit one.
Well, I'm guessing that's
I'm sure there's lots of shit games on the VR market.
Yeah, but the ones that are really good, you can see how much time and effort and thought and like everything that's gone into creating these experiences, so people can almost have a go at something that otherwise they wouldn't be able to. Do you know what I mean? Or they could, but it would be either expensive or they'd have to go to art school or to a college to do some lessons or something. You know what I mean? This is available.
Didn't you just say you can go watch it on YouTube? Bob Ross?
No, you can watch him doing one, but you've got to paint along with him. What are you going to do it on unless you
I know.
bought
All
loads
I'm
of
saying
oil
is this
paints
whole
and
art
stuff?
school thing. Like, never mind that. That's YouTube. I'm just saying. Look, I agree with you that it's very cool that you can do oil painting in this without having to buy oil paints. But there's
And
something about
canvases and
the
easels and
idea of
equipment.
like actually doing the thing. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I like.
I think it's
the
weird,
old
right?
school
Because
ways of doing things.
what
in real,
is
I mean,
the
I got a typewriter
difference?
over here on the next desk, right?
What
So,
is the difference, right, between you using virtual brushes that you hold in your hand, almost as you would a real brush, and you use the same sort of pressures, same sort of paint
No, you're
mixing,
right.
same sort of canvas, same sort of easel, all of that stuff, which is recreated in, as something that is almost exactly the same as doing it in
No, it
real
is, you're right.
life. There's no difference. You're still creating that art, regardless of the medium or the way that
That's
it's
true.
done.
That's true. I'm
Did you-
just
so
my
did-
own personal preference is to do the thing for real as much as possible.
Did
That's
you-
why
This is
I put a rocket
kind
engine
of-
on my car and I hit a ball around in our yard.
Did you?
'Cause I don't like
did
these
you
virtual
watch?
experience.
Because this person on the video now, he's watching somebody sort of do a Bob Ross.
Yeah, this is
thing.
the tutorial.
Oh, right. So
thing
did
in
you
the-
actually follow Bob Ross?
No, you can follow Bob Ross. They've got a load of Bob Ross videos as
Right.
well to use. So there's some that the developers done themselves that you can
Yeah.
follow. And then there's actual Bob Ross. And you can search anything you want on YouTube. So you can do any of Bob Ross.
How to draw.
Welcome to How to Draw the Perfect
Yeah, he's so,
Dick
have you ever
Butt.
watched one? I've watched one before, regardless of this. And they're so funny to watch him. And
Tara and I
it
love
fascinates
watching
me.
Bob Ross. We watched.
Oh,
There's a really good documentary film about him. on
fascinates
Netflix,
me
too.
how he makes stuff out of nothing. And you're like,
And then
that
you
looks
think-
exactly...
Well, that's
Okay.
what all painting is, though, isn't
But
it?
then you
Yeah.
think, Bob, okay, that don't ruin it. No, don't put a tree there. You're gonna ruin it. Oh, he's done it. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
It just
just
he
a-
draws this
he's
beautiful
a very good
background,
painter.
and he's like, then he just draws this horrible black line over it. You're like, oh no, Bob!
And then he turns it into
It turns
something
into
else.
a tree.
Yeah, it does. It's amazing. But yeah, it's super, super cool. If you're into painting, there's no reason why you shouldn't give this a go for the price. It's most of these things are like the price of a couple of cups of coffee. And I think that's what you
or you could buy.
Or 1/10 of a lobster dinner.
That's what I was.
yeah,
gonna-
1/10 of a
I was-
lobster dinner.
My brain froze.
How many hours of entertainment can you have with
Oh,
this?
that donut, man, it's making it hard for you.
Yeah.
To paint.
So you can
It's
buy
like
this game
10 donuts. No,
10,
it's less than
10
donuts.
times and only buy one lobster. That's what I was trying to get to. something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. But yeah, it's super, super cool.
And when you eat the lobster, what you got to show for it? Nothing.
They've got that. You've got
Here,
your Terps.
You've got a fucking
thinners.
JPEG
Yeah, you've got a pot of thinners so you can thin the paint. Put washes on.
that you can sell on. What's that thing where you,
You could sell
JPEGs
these
for
as-
money? FTL.
Yeah, you could do that with these.
No, FTL's faster than light, isn't it?
Yeah,
what's
it is.
What's that? What's NTL?
You're talking
I
about
don't know.
NFTs.
NFT.
NFT. You could do NFTs from this game. There you go. It's a money
You could do
making
NFTs from this
opportunity.
fucking pen. Like, NFTs are not contingent upon you actually making art.
All right, granddad.
But no, I think it's brilliant and it works
glad
really,
you like
really
it.
well.
Okay.
It's super, super cool. So,
Groovy.
well, if you want to get your arty shit on, get
Next
a
week,
VR
Stu will review
headset.
MS Paint.
I know. Well, I think it's a little bit
I'm
more
just playing
sophisticated
with
than
you.
that.
I know. I should try it before I critique it. But I'm an American, and we don't do.
Do you
things
do you
like
do art, Duke? Have you ever painted or anything like that?
I've drawn a lot. I like to draw. I used to do
maybe
cartoons
this-
and comic strips and stuff. But
Maybe this
visual,
is the app for you.
No, I don't think so. I mean, painting has never been my thing. I don't know.
I did art at college.
But maybe I should. I've never really tried it, so I don't know.
And I was pretty good at like inanimate objects. But one week we had to draw people, and my college teacher at the time was like, "Maybe you should draw another fruit." I was like, "Okay," because my person looked strange.
Oh dear.
I can't draw hands.
Okay, for next week, look, it's like a challenge a week,
Oh,
isn't it?
we're not going to paint something, right?
No, you won't because you didn't do this one. So what's the likelihood?
I've been
you're gonna do
busy.
this?
Tara's birthday.
What's the likelihood you're gonna paint something?
I was
Oh wait, it is
literally
on here. I
cleaning
got
the
it
house
on
all
30
day
Rock.
today.
Hang on. It's from Yarn. You ready? Here we go.
I can't draw hands. I can't draw.
Don't give me that bullshit. My thing I did took me about 30 or 40 minutes to produce.
I haven't had 30
that
or
Chinny
40
doesn't
minutes.
have. He's busy
He would have had 30
blindfolding
or
people
40
I haven't
minutes.
had-
and eating lobster dinners.
I haven't
Very
had
fancy.
30, 40 minutes since Tuesday.
Yeah, well, Monday. What happened on Monday?
I can't remember, but I was busy.
Exactly. Don't give me no of your bullshit excuses.
All right. Anything else for you to say about this painting app, Stu?
It's very cool. Give it a go. If you like art, get on it.
Okay.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Paint Vermillion. Do
Vermillion.
It. Chinny, are you
Vermillion on
next?
Quest.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't know why. It should be me next because you only have one game, right?
Yeah. Well, has he got a game at all?
I played a
Chinny?
bit more Mass Effect 2 this week.
Uh-huh.
I don't really have anything else. I do have something I want to say, actually. Stu.
Okay, let her rip.
Oh, God.
Stu, you think you're so great?
What have I done?
You,
Have I done
Mr.
something
Oh,
that I
bloody
didn't
hell, I've finished Mass Effect 2. I'm on Mass Effect 3 now. Fuck you.
Yeah, I am on Mass Effect 3, though.
Did you do all the side quests and DLC?
Oh, what, on Mass Effect 2?
Yeah.
I did quite a lot of it, to be fair. More than I thought
did
I
ya?
would. I didn't do all of it, though.
Did you do
I didn't do all the random planets. I did all the missions that were available. There were no missions left at the end.
Did you do the Arrival?
Which ones are? You'll have to remind me because I did
That's
a lot
the
of
one
stuff.
where you go on a planet on your own. You don't squad up with anyone, and you have to save the Doctor.
I think so. It sounds like I did.
And then she betrays you. Spoilers for a 15-year-old game, or whatever. But
I don't know.
she betrays
I
you.
don't think I don't think I did do that. That was right at the bottom of the star system, wasn't it? And it wasn't one of the loyalty missions. So I'm like,
No.
oh, I can't be asked. No, I don't think I
that
did.
was a massive DLC.
Was it?
I see what you did there. Massive Mass Effect.
So like when you're supposed to play it really after the suicide mission.
All right.
And it
Okay. Well, I
links
could still
to-
do that then, couldn't
It
I?
links to Mass Effect 3. Because it's like, oh, you're going to be on trial on Earth if you do this, and da 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 da. So I did that, and I did another DLC mission, and it's an AI thing. I think it's in the prison, Dan. Yeah. I know the AI one is in the prison, Dan. So this is the Arrival. This is in the science lab or something. And the
There's
AI
a few
one,
of them in Mass Effect 2, though.
no,
isn't
the
there, to be
AI
fair?
one is the this one where this brother puts his brother's mind in an AI, and he's sort of trapped in this big computer with his eyes open like that, like Clockwork Orange, you know.
Cool. I like the
So
sound
that
of it.
one's a DLC called Overlord 6 or something like that. But the Arrival is this. It's this. That's it. The plot of this one is she wants to destroy this Mass Effect relay. You know, the big Mass Effect relays that send you across the galaxy. They
Yeah.
look like big blue guns in space. Their plan, their research is to absolutely crash a planet into one of those.
No, that sounds cool.
Because apparently this Mass Effect relay is like a back door. So it's like the what do you call them? The fucking
Reapers.
can come
The
through this one
Reapers.
as a bit of a backup plan. And they discovered it, and there's like, you've only got 2 days, and they're going to pour in. And you're like, all right, well, this sounds like a good idea. But if you do it, the explosion is so big that it destroys that system, that solar system.
Oh, dude.
So you're like, well, you know.
Wow,
fuck
that
'em
is, that is a big thing to destroy, isn't it? A whole
we go.
solar system.
There it is.
She would sound like that.
Yeah. So you're like, well, fine. But then when you go there, she's like, I don't want to crash it anymore. I think we should let the Reapers in. And you're like, bitch, you crazy. You crazy. And then you realise this is the exact dialogue. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Go on. Well, I see
think
the
we should
dialogue.
let him in. And then you're like, bitch, you crazy. And he's like, well, fuck
Wow.
you. And then like, well, fuck you. And that's it, right? So it's like Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know. So
The Real Housewives.
Wow.
Real House. Yes. So then what's happened is, remember in Mass Effect 1 where the bad guy in that, his mind was fucked because the Sovereign, the ship Sovereign, was like taking over his mind and influencing his decisions.
Sauron.
Well, that's what is happening to this scientist woman. She's like, oh, my mind. And everybody's like, oh. And the battles and the missions, oh, help us, help us.
I'd love to have seen when Dan Houser was writing that dialogue.
Dan Houser?
Ooh. Was it Dan?
It
No,
was
not
also
Dan
where-
Houser. Wrong person. Who's the Mass Effect dude?
Dave George.
Oh yeah, him.
Benson. I don't know.
Yeah, how's it? Is
Well, I
that
believe that-
GTA? Is that who I'm
That's
thinking of?
GTA. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I've got
Chinny was
mixed
also
up.
channeling the Beatles from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you go.
Help,
Anyway, the
help,
dude wrote the
John
dialogue
Canopy drawing a Queen
in
Victoria.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. So anyway, you're like, the doctor's all like, bloody hell, oh, me mind's all fucked, and you're like, you know, you're obsessed with the Reapers, like they're fucking you up, and she's like, no, they ain't. I really want to save the Mass Effect relay, and you're like, look, you fucked up. So then I think you kill her, you kill everybody on the thing. Basically, the mission is kill everybody, and then you see this planet smash into one of those Mass Effect relays. And it's quite cool. It's quite a cool cutscene. But then I found out that was massive. That mission was massive. I thought it was a side, like a tiny little one, and it took about 2 hours to do.
God, I'm glad I didn't do it then. It would take me even longer to finish
It was
that
good
game.
though. But like when I read about it, I was like, oh, it says like you should finish the game and then play this. So now there's a guide. There's a guide on what order to play all these DLCs on Mass Effects. On the Mass Effects. So
let me ask you a question then, Chinny. Have you finished the game? Have you finished Mass Effect 2?
No, because I haven't had a lot of time. And
God,
the very
he's
little
such a
time I had,
slacker.
I've been doing small side missions. But unbeknownst to me, I picked a small side mission that was fucking massive. Which is my point.
So you haven't done this mission before this playing it the second time?
No, I've never played this one. No. I haven't played. I've played some of the DLCs, but I haven't played all of them. But so I've never played this. But I've scanned all the planets.
Oh God,
every
you must
solar
be
system.
fucking mental.
I've done all the loyalty missions.
Why would you
I've
do
done all the
that?
DLC.
Oh,
basically the last couple of things is some couple of side missions, and then the fucking suicide mission. That's it. That's all I got to do.
Very good. It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I must admit, playing it a second time. It's very, very good.
So I'm very close. Now. Very close.
So very close. So you have played that this week, but that's what you've done, have you?
Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time, so I've been picking off little missions here and there. But then I accidentally stumbled across that massive.
Yeah,
DLC.
I saw it. Like I say, I nearly went to do it because it's like go and rescue the doctor. So I was like, oh, I might do that. That probably won't be a big mission. It's a good job I didn't.
I mean, you could still do it. Yeah, you could still do it. So
no, well, I've uninstalled it to install the other one. So I might
have you
have
played
to
Mass Effect 3 this week?
I have. I will talk about that in a minute. Yes, I played a bit more.
Hang on, Chinny. He's going to get to that.
Hang on, Chinny. It's Duke's go.
Duke this week?
Duke's
go.
go.
Duke's go. Go for it, Duke.
Duke.
My go.
You'll go, Duke.
Unlike
go.
some people who are playing old games, I'm playing fresh new games like The Division 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a very satisfying game.
It's great.
I don't remember why exactly I went back to this, but I was like, fuck Wildlands. I'm going back to The Division 2. And
why not?
I've been shooting up a lot of Washington, D.C. The problem I've had is that it keeps doing this thing where after like playing for an hour, it'll freeze up. And of course, if you're in the middle of a mission, well, guess what? You got to do that whole mission over again after you restart your
that's
computer.
very annoying.
Which is very annoying.
Very annoying.
Sometimes I can't even quit out of the program. I have to just restart the whole machine. And it's like, come on, stupid machine. So that's frustrating. And, you know, you look up online, what are the problems? What can you fix? And, you know, there's all these things about like, verify the files. I'm like, I did that. And then it's like, copy your settings folder and this and that. I'm like, I don't feel like going and dealing with that. This is something that I know that console players don't have to deal with. So, whatever. It's the one thing that I don't like about PC gaming is that sometimes you have to just futz with.
You know what, dude? That is not strictly true.
It's not always true. But
because
it's
I've been
more
having
likely to happen on the PC than it is on the
It
console.
is, but I've been having this weird issue with my Series S, right?
Yeah.
The Mass Effect games, no problems. Ran like nothing, no problems at all.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, any other game I play, intermittently, I'll just get a black screen that'll come up for about 1 or 2 seconds and go off again.
See,
and then
that's frustrating.
And then it comes up again. And if you're in the
But it
middle of
doesn't
doing
stop the game.
Yeah, but if you're in the middle of shooting something or
Yeah, I
doing
hear
something, that 1 or 2
doubt.
seconds can make all the
No
difference.
doubt.
So I've been Googling it, like trying to figure out what the fuck is causing this issue. What is it this? Is it the TV? Is it the cable? But then I'm thinking it can't be the cable because Mass Effect played perfectly with none of this black screen stuff.
Yeah.
And then today I played and finished the game, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I had it quite a bit at the beginning of the game, and I'm like, why is it doing this?
Yeah.
Eventually, there's a setting in the like the vision settings.
Yeah.
That's some like I don't know, I can't remember what it is. It's like Y something 4-2-2 or something like that setting that you have to enable. And it says it would make, it makes 4K pictures better on some TVs. So I turned that on, and then it stopped. But
Well, all right.
But how weird is that, though? I had to do all this Googling, and
weird,
eventually, after, about 5 or 6 different Reddit threads, I finally found someone who said, try turning this on. So I did it. Sure. But it's not, I'm not the only person that's had this problem. There's loads of people having the same issue.
Hey, man, mo tech, mo problems, no doubt. Anyway, so The Division 2 is a very good game. It's a loot-heavy game. And the funny part is, of course, that, one of the things they expanded from the first one is crafting stuff. So like every time you go anywhere, there's these suitcases and backpacks and little crates that you can open up and get components and electrical stuff. And then here's the funny part. The best thing about the game, the best improvement from the previous game, is that you have these like outposts that you're improving as you do missions, right? So you get to see this one that starts out as this like crappy rundown theater, and then over the course, as you do missions, like you're bringing it back to life. You help them install solar panels. You don't have to do any of the work. You just kill bad guys, and somehow that brings them solar panels. So it's nice to see, like, the kids get a gaming spot, and they can sit around and play games and have kind of a normal childhood, and it's so rewarding. But at one point it says, okay, we need to in order for us to fix the roof or whatever the hell it is, you need to resupply command posts with, food, water, or whatever they need in this one part of the map. There's 4 of them. Every time I go there, they're always like, we got everything we need. We don't need anything. Motherfuckers, let me give you some food and water. How am I supposed to resupply you if you don't ever need anything? I don't know what to do because they never need anything. And I got literally, I've given them a few things over the many hours I've been playing this time around. And like, you're supposed to replenish like 50 units of whatever they need. I've got to 45. And every time I play the game, I'll play for an hour, maybe at a clip, and it'll just be like, no, we don't need anything. And I just need to give out 5 units of food.
It sounds like it's like a needless way of like grinding.
Making you continue to play. It's like the opposite of grinding. Rather than collecting stuff, you've got to give shit away.
Well, you have to collect it in order to give it away. So
true, but then you can't give it away, so it makes you play the game for longer.
It's just dragging things out.
Give it away,
It is, and I should just ignore it and go. Hey, there's plenty of other missions to do.
Yeah,
ignore it, Duke.
When I played it, but that's the thing. When I played it the first time, I was just like, whatever, get through the story, blah blah blah. And now I'm like, I want to finish up this roof mission.
So it's probably sometimes detrimental when you play it in co-op, because I didn't even notice that we was improving the theater. We just run through, talk about dicks or whatever, and carry on. So
well, and the other thing is, and we talked about this last time, as you level up, you get more tech unlocks. But what is there to unlock? Like when you first unlock stuff, you can get the drone and you can get the grenades that go seek out the enemies. That's pretty much all I ever want. So the fact that I could get this chemical weapon, or I could get this hive device, or I could get this, turret, or a different kind of turret, or a different kind of turret. Like, I don't want to unlock any of that. I don't give a shit about any of that. I got the 2 techs that I want, and I just use those all the time. So fortunately, it doesn't hurt you to keep leveling up. It's just that, I wish you could add on things to the tech that makes it even more powerful. But instead, you can just get a different kind of drone instead of, a more powerful drone or whatever it is. So whatever. The gameplay, the gunplay is very satisfying. It's one of those things where I have one of those guns that's really stable, and now I'm finding guns that do twice as much damage, but the stability isn't nearly what it is from the gun that I have. So I'm like, I don't want to give up this gun because I really like the way it handles, but I need to pick a better gun because I'm starting to find enemies that are a lot harder to take down. Division 2, it's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun.
It holds up well, I think.
It does hold up very well.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool still.
Up.
No, it doesn't freeze your computer for some reason. Hardly damn, by the way, that of course the techie person in the chat knows exactly what I was referring to, which is YCC 4:2:2. Apparently,
I'd be surprised if Dan was in some room where people were talking about, like, yeah, my pacemaker had this setting, and Dan just goes, oh, is that the X324 setting? That's a tricky one. You gotta watch out.
Is it that setting?
How does he know about everything?
Dan knows every tech. Give him some techie. He knows his shit.
He's a very
He
smart
knows
guy.
his stuff. He is. He's a great guy. He's helped me many times.
He's very
with
helpful.
these
That's the other thing.
stuff.
He knows a lot,
Yeah.
and he wants to help people with that knowledge.
He
Now,
does.
Not everybody will use that knowledge wisely.
He doesn't
They'll
charge you
lord it over you.
£75 an hour to help you with his knowledge,
I don't blame
which
him.
is great. Yeah, I'll buy him a beer when we see him at the EGX and stuff for all the help he's given him, whenever that may be. Whenever that may be. But yes, he's a great guy. We love Dan. We love him. Is it me again? I think it's me again, isn't it?
I think it's you again.
Sure.
So whilst we're on the VR, we might as well carry on with the VR.
We're not on the VR.
We are the VR.
We
because
wasn't on the VR.
Well, he is. He's
I set
always
a
on the
challenge.
VR.
No, but usually whilst we means we're talking about it now. You
Yeah.
talked about it an hour ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead, Stu. I'm listening.
We set a challenge last week for Chinny and I
Yes.
to compose a piece of music within a VR game called Virtuoso.
Yeah.
Right?
And Chinny
was
said,
like,
"I will definitely
"I
do
am
this.
down
I'm never
for
gonna.
this."
Yeah, I'm totally up for it.
It even gave Duke harassment in the text chat about him being the judge of this.
I don't know if harassment really is the right
Well, you know
word.
what I mean. A bit of ribbing, a bit
I
of
know what you
gentle
mean.
ribbing.
Yes.
Regardless.
Because I said I didn't really care either way, and he was
Yeah,
like,
and Chinny's like, you're not, and I said, yeah, you're not taking it very seriously.
Right.
So yeah, so I did my piece. You know, I did all that shit and got mine done. But Chinny, the fucking
Was it Kay's birthday this week?
No.
Did you throw her a surprise birthday party?
No.
Did you have work every day this week?
No, I didn't. But anyway, right. So that all said, bearing in mind, I have never.
Did you have
in
to
my
drive to
life-
fucking Crewe
Shut up.
twice?
Yeah, well.
No.
Yeah, well. Anyway, bearing in mind, I've never created a piece of music in my life, so I've never made
I can
anything.
tell.
Right? Shut up.
It's fine. It was cute. It was fun.
If
I'm
Duke
playing it
click-
now on the stream. You can, the viewers, the streamers, video people can hear it.
So if you click on the link in the show notes, Duke, that'll take you directly to it.
Oh
And then
snap! Here we
then
go.
Then
Yeah,
we can have a
Facebook,
listen
baby.
for a minute and a half. Get to the the meat of the track.
Get there! Come on! Yeah! Skip ahead to where there's a melody of some kind.
No, it comes in.
There you go.
Good stuff, man.
So, Stu,
Yep.
did you get the instruments ready beforehand, or did you?
Yeah, so can I just explain? So the video you see makes it look like I'm playing it, but I wasn't playing any of that live. But I thought that would make for a boring video because basically all you do is I had about 10 loops, so I created about 10 different loops.
Yeah.
With the different drum beats, all the different instruments, all the different stuff. So created all these separate loops, and then obviously was bringing them in. Then every time a phrase changed, I would bring in something else, and then towards the end, gradually took them all out. So it's a fairly complex process, but I think doing the DJing stuff has made it easier for me because obviously I know how music should be structured. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I know that's.
I know music has to have sound. That's what I'm
So I know that every 8 bars something has to change, basically, because that's a phrase.
If you're boring, yeah.
If you're boring.
No, that's how every piece of music is.
Not really.
No, I know that's how most
that
dance
way.
music is. Yes, but you could.
No,
do
no,
it in
even
another
normal
way.
music. You can do it with normal pop songs, pretty much.
Well,
across
not
the
all
board.
pop songs. You could.
Nearly-
John Cage
nearly-
doesn't do music like that.
No, but a lot of.
I know. I'm
songs,
just being a
pop
jerk.
songs
You're right.
Are,
Yes,
are split
it's
into
fine.
phrases because it's the way your
Yes.
brain works. It gets bored
Yes.
after 8 bars, basically.
Yes,
So
it
they
does.
change
That's
something.
fine.
That is a fundamental thing. Not all music is like that. That is correct, Chinny. There are some music that meanders along at its own pace, and your brain has to get a bit more like, what's going on here? This doesn't sound right.
Ian Williams in the chat says Stu loving his own shit. I mean, that's
didn't-
every
I'm not-
episode.
I've not mentioned I love my own shit. I'm just saying I've never created anything in my life musically, and I think it's all right.
I think Ian Williams, Stu takes a shit, looks at it and goes, "That's brilliant."
No,
Great.
I'm not saying it's brilliant.
No,
but
I'm
for
talking about
someone
your
who's-
own shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Literally.
But for somebody who's never created any music in my life at all.
What I like
I
about
think
it
that's
is
so
that
bad
you
for a
never make
Virgo.
that point very often.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. And I reckon
We know what
Chinny,
you
you're
mean,
gonna
and you
have
should
to-
be proud of it, Stu. Yes, if you make a work of art, you deserve to be proud of it, no doubt.
Exactly. That is my shit. I did that shit. It's my
Yeah.
shit. I am proud of my shit.
Fine. I've got more time next week though, or this week. whatever.
So you're promising to do it then, huh?
I'm gonna guarantee. This is a Chinny guarantee
Okay.
Chinny guarantee
that I will.
That's the way you real diva like the flaws.
That I will make something this week in
this
that bloody game, whatever
yeah,
it's called.
Yeah, it's
Virtuoso.
called Virtuoso. What I might try and do is do something new for next week. So I might do something else. I'm getting into this creativity.
Here's what you need to do, Stuart. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
What you need to do is take the song that you just made here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then put it on and
Yeah.
paint in the VR
I like
painting
it.
program. Paint to your music and then make new music from the painting that you make and just keep going back and forth forever.
I'm liking this. This is total
do
art.
that.
This
It's
is
like
creative
feeding your own
performance.
creativity.
Performance
Yeah.
art.
Dude, it's like on
I
The
like
Simpsons.
this
She's painting my
idea.
music and I'm playing her painting.
But I mean, the music aside, I've been learning lots of new stuff and little tricks that you can do within the program, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff it does not tell you at all.
Once again, it's on Yarn.
We're jamming, Mom. She's painting my.
Oh crap! It's only like 2 seconds. I hate you, Yarn. You suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's loads of settings and stuff that you don't even know you can do, like how to detach all the buttons. You can arrange them however you want. There's loads of stuff like where the loop actually starts and ends. So there's loads of stuff like that you can do. The biggest thing I would like in the program, which it just doesn't have, which would make it a lot more robust and I guess more complete, would be just some sort of simplified Audacity program within it. It doesn't have to be that. Sorry, go on.
To edit the
Yeah.
waveforms, you mean?
It doesn't have to be that exciting, but some way that you can simplify, like doing a full tune, so you could do proper drops and build-ups and all that kind of stuff, which is difficult to do currently because you either have to, mute it or stop and start each, individual loop. At this, I think there is.
It's the thing. It's not going to be a very robust, production suite.
No, not at the moment, but I think with some tweaks and a few extra things coming into it, it would make it a lot easier. What you can do, which would make it easier, is there are ways of grouping loops. So you can group a loop and then stop and start the whole, say 5 or 6 things at the same time. You can stop and start them all in one go. Right. So there is ways of doing it, but it's just quite complex. There's a lot to learn. And I keep finding new stuff all the time. I have joined the Discord, by the way, and it's kind of cool because you see what everybody else is making. So everyone posts something. I've made this, or I'm doing this, and there's some really cool sort of house tunes on there that people have made, which is really impressive.
That's my problem is that I don't really like house music.
It's not all that. I mean, you can make whatever you want.
You can make breaks. You can do drum and bass.
You can do drum and bass. You can do
trap. You can do down tempo chill.
I want to do opera.
No, not an option.
There is a mic option, so you can sing in an operatic voice. Maybe you can.
Oh yeah, because then you could add effects to your mic, couldn't you? You could say.
Yes, I think there is that. I think there are.
Put it in the butt.
Like echo and things like that on the mic. So
actually, anytime you put effects on your voice, Chinny, you are putting effects on the mic.
I understand that joke.
His name is Mike.
So it is.
Yeah,
it is.
That's my name.
Yeah. That's your name. So yeah, go on. I'll be interested to see what you come up with, Chinny. See if you can make it more tailored to your taste in music.
Yeah.
Rap.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about a bit of hip hop?
I love creating music. I love producing like when any tool. There was a Google tool that where you could make music.
Yeah.
And as soon as I found it, I spent like 2 hours in it. anything where you just create loops and stuff. Even as a when the internet first sort of came out, and there's all these little things, and I was like, you'd find some sort of shitty. I felt like Moby. You remember Moby?
Yeah.
He had a website to launch one of his albums where he had all the stems from his all his tracks, and you could mix all of them together and make your own thing. And I was on that for hours. I love anything where you can loop and create things.
I found a tool a couple of weeks back. I can't remember what it's called now, but that'll separates all the stems from any MP3 that you put into it.
You can't do it properly though, can it?
It's pretty it's pretty good actually. It was more impressive than I expected. It just separating the acapella sounded really good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you get like that digital background, that almost you can tell, can't you, where but most stuff, it was, unless it's really busy in the background, it came out really well.
Is this expensive, this software?
I don't think so. I'll find it for you. It was pretty good. It separates everything though. You can have just a drum beat, you can have just the, like whatever. It'll separate all the stems for you.
I'm skeptical about how good that is.
It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's the best I've heard for a piece of software that you can just buy off the internet. And you just buy time. So you can buy like 20 minutes or half an hour or an hour, and I think you just pay for like how much time you separate. So if you obviously get 10 minutes, you can have like 4 tracks or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Next
pretty good.
video game that we're talking about.
I don't know. Is it Chinny?
No, I've got
You got
nothing
anything
else. I've got nothing.
It's got
Okay,
nothing. It's you then, Duke.
Right. So this is weird. On Steam, they just released a game called Shattered Pixel Dungeon, and it's basically a new version of Rogue, the original Rogue. Now, when people hear roguelikes as a game genre, well, let me ask y'all, what comes to mind when you think of roguelikes?
Something that sort of procedurally generates a dungeon for you to go through, and each time you die, you get some extra XP or some sort of extra powers or whatever it may be to help you on your next run.
Correct. Now, that last part was not in the original game Rogue. So back in the day, there was this game called Rogue, which was a dungeon crawler, and it was very bare bones. The one that I played was called Angband. It was like a sort of, fork of the original game Rogue. But the original game Rogue, it was called NetHack in some ways. Some version of it was called NetHack. It was designed to be played on mainframes with only letters and numbers and like @ symbols and stuff. So your character was an @ symbol, and a snake would be the letter S or whatever. There's all these letters that approximate monsters. A D would be for dragon or whatever it is. So it was very, very basic. But over the years, they came out with, graphic sets and ways to adjust this game. But obviously, the core game was still what it was. So the point is that what is it called? Shattered Pixel Dungeon is a new version of this. And I saw it, and I'm like, $8? I'm not paying $8 for that game. That game existed back in the day for free. I bet I can find it and play it today. So I was like, I do, and now I have the urge to play it. So I went and reinstalled Angband. Here's the thing about these very old games. They were not user-friendly. They're not shit games.
Of course they're not user-friendly.
They're very not user-friendly because back in the day, UI systems just didn't exist really. So I reinstalled Angband and I put all sorts of stuff in it. Yeah, exactly, SLH. So I reinstalled Angband. I tried to tweak the graphics to make it look decent and all that. Eventually I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So I just bought Shattered Pixel Dungeon because they had me. I was really in the mood for a roguelike game, which, here's the thing, with the dungeon crawler, it's top down, so it's, pixel graphics, 2D, and it's all turn-based combat. So I had bought a dungeon crawler recently. I can't remember what it's called, but it is called Chronicon, which is a good, dungeon crawler game, but it's real-time combat rather than turn-based. And as soon as I had this game in my head, I was like, I want turn-based. So eventually I was like, all right, I'll just buy this one. But the part you said, Stu, about rogue-like games causing you to die a lot is very spot on. This game is brutal. And it's not that you get better XP or something that helps you on your next run through. You just learn a little bit about how the game works more. So, for instance, in the second level of the dungeon, so far as I can tell, it happens every time, but maybe not every time. But at some point, you come into contact with this. I guess it's like a plague rat. I think it's got a different name. But anyway, the plague rat, you need to fight it near water, because if you don't, it will infect you with the plague, and the water washes off the plague in this game or whatever, right? Which is stupid, but whatever. So the point is, when I first fought it, I just was like, oh God, I'm dead. And then, it said like, when you fight a plague rat, you should be near water. So I was like, okay, very interesting. So yeah, it's fun enough. I'm getting my money's worth with this game. It's worth about $8 because it's got a lot of depth, but it's also very frustrating because you keep finding armor that's way too heavy for you. And so you have to level up in order to use the armor, but you're getting killed because you can't put on the new armor.
See, that's how they get you.
It's frustrating because in the Division 2, usually when you find something, you can immediately put on the better armor, or you can immediately start using the better gun. So the level requirement thing is a little weird in this game.
I understand where you're coming from, Duke, but these games are designed to be really hard, whereas, the Division 2, not so much. It is. I'm not saying it's not a challenge, but it's not the same sort of league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's fine. So this game is fun in a way because it is satisfying when you clear a level or whatever it is. I just, I don't know. I guess I have more learning to do in order to. Now the nice thing is, you clear a room of monsters and you can just rest until your hit points get back up to where they were. The other thing that I need to do is not disturb the wraiths, because twice in a row I went to this part of the map and I found this grave in the dungeon, and I was like, oh, what's in this grave? And I knocked it over and these wraiths showed up and they just decimated me. They just killed me in like 3 hits. And I was like, well, that sucks. And then I did another run through, got back to that same level in the dungeon, and I was like, ooh, a grave. And these wraiths showed up and I was like, crap, I got killed by them. You'd think I'd learn, but no. So I need to be more careful, and it requires more strategy, which is something that Angband didn't really have a lot of. So there's a part of me that's still like, maybe I can get Angband to work, because I don't remember that being as infuriating. And the other thing about Angband that I like ahead of Shattered Pixel Dungeon is, I wish somebody would just make Angband, make a port of Angband when it had better graphics and better UI. In Angband, you would get these scrolls of recall. So if you're down in level 10 in the dungeon, you could read a scroll, go back up to the surface, sell some stuff you had collected, buy a better sword or whatever, and then go back to level 10 of the dungeon. This game doesn't work like that. It's just about like finding stuff and then dropping the old stuff. And I like the idea of having a little town where you can sell things and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm liking this. It's fun. But I think I might also go back and try Angband again, because as bad as the UI is in that game, it has certain features that I really like. So I don't know. I'm such a fickle person. That's just all there is to it.
Who knew, Duke?
Definitely not my cup of tea, Duke, I'm afraid.
No.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't think it's mine either. I'm being totally
That's okay.
honest,
If anybody does like rogue games, like traditional, the original OG.
not OG.
Yeah, not new. Not
none of this bloody Elden Ring
Hades,
Souls.
I'm talking about I'm talking about NetHack.
Shove it up your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Wowzers.
Question in the chat, Chinny, from Trite. Your last 24-hour stream, are there plans for another one?
No.
It's not like you're busy. Come on.
What's the matter with you?
There are no plans. It doesn't mean there won't be another one. It just means that there are no plans for another one.
He's not currently preparing to.
Like, there's no plans
someday.
For the World Cup in 20 years' time. But it doesn't mean that it won't happen. It just means no one's planning it yet.
Well, that's a little different because that's known to happen every 4 years. Your 24-hour streams, they kind of happen every year, but we don't know for sure.
Well, I didn't do one last year.
That's right. That's why I'm saying we can't count on it the same way.
But I did do 2 in 2020.
Oh, that's right. So you never know what you're going to get with Chinny. You just
know,
have to stay tuned.
It's just a wild ride. Strap in.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
It's gonna be
well, I definitely won't be doing it now that it's getting warmer. It's usually a winter thing.
Yeah.
Because, you're indoors. You don't be stuck in the fucking house while it's warm outside for 24 hours.
No, dear heck.
So I'll probably do it either November or December if I was to do it this year.
Yeah,
But,
so come back in November, December. And in the meantime, shut up and leave us alone. Stu, tell us about this Memory Blue game.
So, yes, I played and finished the game today, all in one sitting.
Oh, my God.
And it's called a Memoir Blue.
Oh, God, this sounds awful.
This is not Chinny's type of game.
Let's play. Guess the game that Chinny's played and finished this week.
At all.
I haven't even clicked on what this is, and I don't like it.
Well, I'm eager to see it, so put it on the
So
screen.
it's basically, it's about an hour and a half long. It's not a walking simulator, even though it's in that kind of style.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is it's more like a point and click
Fucking
walking
hell.
simulator.
Fucking hell.
So
I'm
the
looking
main
at a fish
character.
in a glass.
I never liked reaction videos. I always thought they were stupid, but Chinny reacting to Stu's gaming preferences, it's always a fun thing to see.
It is always a fun thing.
Let me just explain what I'm seeing.
Go on,
dude.
explain see what if you can figure out what it's about, Chinny.
I'm
from
seeing
what
a
you're
woman
seeing.
fall asleep on a settee or a
Yep.
sofa.
Sofa.
And a fish in a glass of water with ice cubes.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like
cubes.
I made
Sounds
that up.
surreal, man.
But that's real. That's what I'm going to put it on.
Sounds like it's pushing on the edges of your imagination.
It is.
I don't know what it's about. It just looks like some bizarre
Oh, you and your lobsters.
point and click puzzle solving.
But if you get all 3 of the ice cubes out,
Whoops, sorry.
There we go.
Wow. We had a bit of the dialogue from the person playing the game there.
Yes.
So basically, it's you don't play the character because you don't play the character, but it centers around a lady who is a championship medal winning swimmer. So that's what she is, but she's also estranged from her mum. So she's no longer in contact with her mum. So when she wins,
And what has that got to do
events,
with me?
Because she's diving into her memories, Chinny.
So,
Come
but
on,
yeah, so
man.
basically
Is that really it?
Yeah, so basically the game
Oh, for
starts
fuck's
with
sake.
her obviously on the podium as the winner of the race, but obviously he's sad because her mum's not there to see her win.
I don't know. Is there
So
any way
although
we can come up with a more obvious metaphor here, guys? What if it was like she's pooling her resources to get back with her mom?
Well, no, I mean, I think it's quite a cool little story, to be fair, because it's basically about someone who looks like, appears like they have everything because they're the best at what they do. But because she's no longer in contact with her parents.
Turns out her life isn't as perfect as it seems.
Well, it's not even about that, really, I suppose. I think she's just sad because her mum's not there to see her win, win
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, that story's been told a bunch.
It might have been told a bunch, but it happens in real life. It's a real life
Yeah,
situation
no
that does
doubt.
happen to people. And it's quite cool that they're examining this in an arty way,
Fair
I
enough,
guess.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So basically that's it. And it then basically recounts through her life how that came about, how she ended up not being with her mum anymore or her mum not being in her life anymore, which is kind of cool. What's also quite interesting is the way that they do it, because there is no dialogue in the game at all. So it's all done through either visuals, music, or just like sounds, I guess, but it's all about the visual stuff. I know everything's kind of metaphors for her life, with all the water and the swimming and sort of her diving back through all the memories, and all the stuff you do is kind of interacting with those memories to uncover what's going on, I guess is the best way to describe it. And I think it's cool. It's a cool little experience, really. It's hard to call it a game because it's barely a game. You're just interacting with stuff and turning knobs and, switching switches and turning lights on and off and things of that nature, I guess.
And so you're doing those things in the hope that it will spark a memory of some kind?
Yeah, so some of it is just sort of uncovering, like, for instance, there's one section of the game where it relates the abusive nature of her father's relationship to her mum and how they ended up moving out of the house and going to a shelter and all that kind of stuff. And it does it by like layers of pictures, and you slowly remove all the pictures, and each one shows us, a different aspect of what's going on, like the father being abusive. Then the next one shows the mum, running out with her daughter and sort of going somewhere, and then, you peel off another layer, and that shows you another image or like small animation of something that happened.
Gotcha.
So I think it's kind of a really cool way that they represent everything. it's not for everyone. Chinny would hate this with a passion, and I quite
with a
accept
passion
that.
is
With
an
a passion.
important part of that sentence.
That being said, right, I always have a slight bit of hope because he did like Gone Home, which is kind of.
I think I liked it because I've never played something like that.
Was that the first one?
And you move around in it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're moving.
Yeah, this you're just moving stuff in the scene, I guess,
you know
is the best
mean?
way to describe it.
And it was, I did find the ending a little bit like, oh, in Gone Home.
Just don't have a soul is all.
No,
exactly.
I don't.
Well, this is a little bit like that, to be fair.
But the
This
people
is
that made
kind
Gone
of
Home, isn't he like a massive, like, fucking abuser or something now? So fuck him. Anyway.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's right. Yeah.
Is that true?
It could be
no,
true,
I think it was like
don't
a
know.
really hostile work environment that he created, and
Don't tell
so
me that.
shove that up
Yeah.
your Gone Home.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, it's on Game Pass. It's an hour and a half. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I quite liked it. It's not gonna, like I say, it's not gonna scratch everybody's itch. You're not gonna shoot anyone in the face. But if you want kind of an interesting, emotional story, it's worth a pump for the cost of entry because it's nothing if you've got Game Pass already.
So for those who wonder, I looked it up. In August 2021, Polygon reported that about 15 employees, including 10 women, had left the studio over the course of Open Road's development due to Gaynor's behavior. This is, what's his name? Something Gaynor? Fred Gaynor? Steve Gaynor. Particularly toward female employees, which include micromanagement, belittling treatment, and other toxic behaviors. Former employees said that they did not witness any sexual harassment. As of 2021, only 6 employees remain, and the game had been delayed indefinitely. The new one, Open Roads. Gaynor stepped down as a creative lead in March 2021, having been informed beforehand of the move. Planned publisher Annapurna, who has made some good games or published them, remains supportive of the staff.
This is published by them as well, by the way.
Yeah, Gaynor apologized. Well, they don't do everything right. Gaynor apologized for his mistreatment of employees. Said he's stepping back from development, give me space to understand my role needs to change, and blah 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 blah. I'm trying to do better. That's too bad. Sorry to hear that.
See, it's like the Night in the Woods guy as well, isn't it? There seems to be a lot of this stuff goes on in
It's
video
also
games.
there's an epidemic of males not recognizing their toxic behavior towards especially women. Guys, maybe we need to step up our shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so Memoir Blue, you give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up. It's
Gives it
an hour and a
thumbs down.
half. If you want something that's a little bit emotional, I guess that's what it's going for. It's tugging on the heartstrings. Like I say, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely worth a punt at, on Game
If you
Pass.
like an unusual game, maybe check it out.
Something different. Just want a little experience. It's kind of cool.
Nope.
Well, also along the same lines, I played a game that's a little unusual called Urbek City Builder Prologue.
I thought it was the Tom Jones Diaries.
Now, maybe you're thinking, Duke, this sounds a lot like the game you played last week. It was a city builder. What's different about this? Well, the difference with this is it's more pixel based.
It's the prologue.
So there's that. It's the prologue. It is another city builder. This is trying to be a little like a puzzle game because the twist of this game well, first of all, you can go down to the level of the street and like walk around with your people in your town. There's no real reason to do that. It doesn't add anything to the game.
There was never a reason to do it in Roller Coaster Tycoon, but they did it.
Yeah, well, there's that. Well, yeah, you could ride your roller coaster though.
Yeah, but it's
right?
but there's no real reason for it, is there? Really?
Well, okay, fair enough. Anyway, in this game, you have in addition to having like wood and population resources, you have a work resource, which gets really frustrating at times because you want to build, lumberjack's cabin or whatever, but you don't have enough work. No, well, the prologue was free, but the game itself is coming out in whatever a certain amount of time. The work resource thing was a little annoying because I couldn't really tell how to. I mean, I guess it's just having more residents, you have more work, but it just seemed like a bizarre way to do things.
Is it like the demand for work? Like if you haven't, is that what it was? Like
maybe. To be honest, I don't know that I ever really got my brain around it. But the other thing that's kind of frustrating in this game is that there's a bunch of things that you need to build, and then it'll say like, okay, for instance, you could build a farmhouse. You could build farms, and then you build a farmhouse. In order to build a farmhouse, you need to have like 6 units of farmland nearby, but it needs to be 10 units away from the other closest farmhouse.
Yeah.
So you have to place things in very specific places, and it has little guides when you try to place it to show you like where the boundaries need to be and where the closest farmhouse needs to be. But it just, imagine playing City Skylines with all those requirements about like you can't have this gas station near another gas station or whatever it is.
When you do a little bit, you do though, because
a little bit.
You've got
it causes massive issues.
You've got like noise pollution and things.
Right, exactly. But that's fine because that's on a larger scale, and you can go through and be like, okay, we're gonna rezone this or clean this up or whatever. But with this game, it's like everything you put down has to be done in this very specific way. And at a certain point, I was just like, you know what? This is not fun. No. So I think I'm done with it.
That's a shame because it looks quite cute.
It does look cute. It's well done in general. And maybe I'm too sensitive about it. Maybe I just, once I got into it, maybe I would have been okay with it. But it reached a point where I was like, this isn't really doing it for me. Like if I want to play a game like this, I'll just do Kingdoms and Castles or City Skylines. If I want a more modern.
Watching this just makes me want to play City Skylines. Really,
that's the thing is that with so many games, it's like with a lot of RPGs. Like, well, why wouldn't I just rather play Skyrim?
That's the challenge that they face.
That's the challenge. Yep. If something is the gold standard, then the question is, why not just play the gold standard?
Just play the gold
standard?
But
let's be honest, Duke. You do this a lot.
Of course I do.
There is nearly every genre of game you play. There's always a gold standard, but for whatever reason,
absolutely.
And I know we keep banging on about it, but Subnautica is the gold standard of building.
He's got you there, Duke.
Exploration.
That's true. I cannot argue. I never have. And I never will until I finally play it. Yeah.
You know what?
You're right. Than any other of those
I hate to agree with Stu, but he's fucked you there.
You go
I like to agree with Stu, and he's right.
Lookalikes or player-likes, and they're not as good.
Right.
He's still going, Duke. He's still going.
Stu, all you got to do, Stu, is just say Subnautica. Just say it and leave it, and that's the end of it.
Well,
the chickens are like hanging out near this window now. They're like just walking around. They just love hanging out.
Do you never? Right, I know we're banging on about it a little bit, but do you
Subnautica.
No. But do you ever think to yourself, maybe I should give it a go, just see what all the fuss is about?
No, I don't, because when it's time to play games, I'm looking at my library and it says Rocket League, and then it says Skyrim. And it says
Urbek City Builder Prologue, and you go,
well, that's in my. Hang on a second, Stuart. That's in my zero plays shelf on Steam of the games that I have downloaded but have not played. So when I'm looking at my list of notes for the show. And there's nothing on it. I'm like, I don't want to just talk about Rocket League, although I could. I need to have something new to talk about. What about Urbek City Builder Prologue?
You know what? The listeners would love to hear your
Subnautica
on Subnautica, wouldn't they?
The question is, where is my Subnautica? Let me see if I can find it, because it might be in my inventory.
What are you going to talk about after
Steam.
you've played
I don't think it'd be that difficult to find, to be fair.
Well, but I don't think I installed it.
Well, no, you didn't, but it'll be on your Steam game list. It's not going to be hard to.
But I don't think it is.
Locate.
Is it?
Well, it must be, surely. It was bought for you on Steam as a gift.
Search sub. There it is.
Oh, there you go. We knew.
7 gigs. I don't know how to make that 7 gigs.
Small as well compared to most games.
I only have 67 gigs available on my hard drive.
You've got enough.
Anyway, fine, I will. Look, I'm installing it. Are you happy?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We'll see.
That's the next step.
Right? I'm gonna put it in that zero plays shelf.
He's not going to play it next week, Stu. Don't get your hopes up. He's
installed. I'm not promising nothing, but you never know. Maybe.
He's installed.
The question is, what would it take? See, this is what it's taken for me to install the game, which is a step I've never taken before. So that's good. The question is, what will cause my hand to just go, okay, fine, start it up?
I've got the answer.
You know what I mean? Because that's all it takes.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
What's the answer?
I'm going to put a gun to your head.
No, you're not. You're definitely not.
No, you're too far away, to be fair.
Well,
so
I'll point a gun in your direction, Duke, from here.
I'm not really worried about that. Man, add 2 0 plays. Here we go. Adding. All right.
Is that
okay? Right. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Mass Effect 3.
Oh no! Wait. Sorry. Before you do that, Stu, let me tell you the sadness about this thing that I've just done.
It starts with S, so it's low down.
It's not that, because that's not how the zero place shelf is arranged. The zero place shelf, and I think I have it. I guess I could do alphabetical, but that won't change it. Can I do it Oh, see, if I did it by Steam review or Metacritic score, then it might change it. But anyway,
Definitely
I have it
do
set on
that.
release date so that the most recent games are up at the front. But Subnautica came out in January.
Well, if you do the most
2018.
recent games, then you'll never get to the old things.
No, you never play it.
Friend playing, nope. Last
Dude,
played,
you
release
should
date,
do it
size
by-
on disc, nope.
You should do it by review, because then you're
Steam
playing-
review, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow, but you know what? Even more than Subnautica, the Steam review, the top one is OpenTTD, which is this open source transport tycoon game that I downloaded. It's
So is
free.
that second? Is Subnautica second then?
Yeah, Subnautica second. That's right.
Yeah, interesting.
How weird
Well,
is
at least
that?
you've got them in the right
Stu
order
will
now.
take it.
I will
It's
take
there.
it. It's
It's
second.
waiting for me now.
It's
Yeah.
second.
I don't know. We'll see. Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be something?
So Mass Effect 3 Legendary.
Mass Effect
Yes,
3, yes,
Mass
go ahead.
Effect 3.
I am in.
Right.
All
Boots
the
and
way in.
Fucking in. Yeah, I think I'm well invested. I've played the first two in quick succession for me.
Yeah.
That is pretty good going.
Yeah, this is good for you.
So I'm like, I'm in. I'll be honest, I'm not as in as the other two
What does
games.
that mean?
I don't know. I've started it up. I've done about the first 4 missions, and I don't know whether I like all this war table bullshit.
I don't remember any of that.
So basically,
You
you've
know,
got
I
to...
don't remember that in Mass Effect 3, but I do remember it in Inquisition, and I think that was the thing they started with Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
basically,
it's
you've got
not
to
a good
build.
idea.
You've got to get war assets before you can
Oh.
do the final fight. And depending on how many war assets you've got will depend on how well you do in the final
Yeah.
fight.
And the
So you-
multiplayer or the horde mode was incorporated into that.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was. It was. Although that's not in this. So they
No,
took that out.
that's not in this. No.
But I don't know whether it feels a little bit tedious to an extent. But that being said, what's kind of interesting though, and I've forgotten about this as well, it imports your character level to an extent.
Oh, the level.
So yeah. So I started at level 20 or something. So
Right.
really quite high up, and all my powers were already fairly high, nearly maxed out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a bit weird, but it was still kind of cool. So I've not got a lot to max out, say, the incendiary ammo thing. I've only got like 2 more things to do.
I'll
it
tell
to
you what,
max
one of
it
my
out.
favourite ones is the incendiary grenade.
Yes, I've got those.
That's fucking unbelievable, that thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So yeah, I've done the first 2 minutes. I've gone and rescued the senator dude because you have to go and get this senator, so he'll sort of talk the council round into doing what you want him to do.
Okay.
But then he gets killed.
Oh, no.
I know, and then someone else gets promoted. Then you have to go and save him, so that you can get him to do what you want him to do.
Bloody hell.
I know it's complicated already. So you've got to do all that stuff. So I've done all that. You got to kill loads of husks and all that kind of shit.
Obs.
Defend this base. Involves a lot of killing.
Yeah.
This is the first time I mean, I know they did the third-person action game a bit more in Mass Effect 2, but there was still this. Oh, this will improve accuracy, or this will improve recoil, or all this sort of shit.
Hmm.
There's none of that in this game. This is an out-and-out third-person shooter.
Yeah.
There's no fannying around with this will improve accuracy or recoil or any of that bullshit.
No.
It's just like this will make it more powerful. This
Yeah.
will make it, you know what I mean? And that's kind of it. The guns feel really cool in this. They've also in Mass Effect 2 they got rid of a lot of the leveling up stuff because in
Yeah.
the first game there was a lot of leveling up stuff.
It was
then
more of
in
an
Mass
RPG.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2, they kind of got rid of all that RPG stuff to an extent.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
only certain things you could level up. This game, they kind of brought it back. So they kind of went, they listened to the people and went, maybe they want some more levels. So there's a lot more tiers to stuff now, and you can choose whether you want one thing or another as you get to the top level of stuff.
Yeah.
So do you want a squad bonus or a solo bonus and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, so they added all that stuff in. Like they've changed the health system on this as well.
Right.
So in the original Mass Effect, it just regenerated, didn't it? There was no kind of you just took cover and then you got your health regenerate. Second Mass Effect, it took health off you and you had to do like the Unity thing to heal up.
Yeah, but it regenerates if you wait.
It does, but very slowly. You can speed that up as you level up, can't you? And stuff.
Yeah.
But in this game, you have a regenerating shield, and as long as you don't let it take any health off you, your health stays where it is, as long as you don't let your shield get depleted enough for it to start taking health.
Mm.
And they've also incorporated this cover system where you can move from cover to cover and stuff with arrows.
Yeah, the
which a
cover's
lot
a
of
bit better,
games,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, which a lot of games do now. This guy's not doing a very good job of it, by the way.
No.
Because you can just roll between cover and he's on go around corners and things.
Yeah.
So you can. It's interesting because obviously when we played these originally, we were waiting 2 or 3 years between them.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have that direct comparison that I've have now because I played them all consecutively, one straight after the other. So it is kind of cool just seeing the differences between the different games and how different they really are to each other.
Yeah.
So it is cool. Yeah, I haven't had any of the weird side missions yet where you just brush against somebody and suddenly
Oh
you've got to
yeah,
go
that was
to
the
a
thing, wasn't
planet.
it? It's like,
Yeah.
I left a hot dog on planet Norrath.
Yeah, so
I'd
I've
really
had one
like
of
that
those.
hot dog back, and it's in your mission quest. Hang
Yeah,
on.
so it just appears, and you don't even if you don't notice it, you didn't even know it had happened.
Why am I picking up this fucking hot dog from someone?
Exactly.
Hey,
So
that's
that-
a really important hot dog. Why don't you stop judging people's
Oh,
hot dog
I see you've
preferences?
travelled 200 light years to get this hot dog for me. Here's 50 quid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, that's almost as much as a lobster costs, so you know.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they got rid of all the probes, so there's no probes in this game of scanning of planets or any of that stuff. There is scanning of planets, but can you remember what actually happens, Ginny?
No, I don't remember now.
So you go to a solar system,
Yeah.
right? Especially ones that, because if you remember on the map, some of them have already been taken over by the Reapers.
No, I don't remember that.
So on the
I
map,
remember
you'll
that,
see
yeah.
ones that are like red with a Reaper on it, and it's like a system that the Reapers have already
Don't
got.
remember any of this.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? What you forget. So you go to these
It's
systems,
like a
you
brand new
scan-
game. It's very exciting.
I know. You can scan the planets, okay?
Uh-huh.
But as you scan the planets, it alerts the Reapers to your presence. So as you're scanning, there's this little bar at the bottom starts filling up, and the Reapers know you're there. And if you keep going until it fills up to the top, they suddenly appear in the same system, and you have to leg it.
What happens if they get you?
I can't remember something. I think you lose something. You lose.
All
some
life is
assets or
exterminated
something.
from the universe.
I think so. There is some penalty for getting caught while you're scanning a planet. But
1%
so far,
of life is eradicated from the universe.
I haven't found anything, so I'm scanning all these planets and I haven't found anything, and the Reapers keep on filling up, so I'll just leg it before it gets to the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is a little bit weird like that. So they did away with everybody's most hated aspect, which for whatever reason you decided was a good thing to complete.
No, I never said it was a good thing. I just said that I did it.
That's what you said. We have it on tape.
Yeah, we have. What was quite
My
funny
name
when
is Mike, and I think it's a very good thing. See?
Wow, was that a sound clip from earlier? How
The
did you
tape
do
doesn't
Yeah, it is.
lie.
one of the ship upgrades is faster scanning, isn't it, in Mass Effect 2?
Why is Ashley hot in Mass Effect 3?
I know. Ashley, I was trying to find actually for the video, and I didn't really think, I forgot about it, was going to get a Ashley across the 3 games. You know what I mean? Just because
in the first game, she's
so
sort of like
different.
normal looking. In the second one, she's sort of the same as the first. In 3, she's like absolutely goddamn.
Oh, she just had a glow up. She's trying to live her best
Damn.
life.
And she's
I know you don't
nice
like
to
aliens,
You
and I
can
know
save
you're
the universe
racist.
and also be hot and sexy at the same time.
I know she's racist, but damn. You know.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
her being
Liara's been souped up a little bit as well. She looks kind of cool. But, yeah, she's really nice to you as well. She's not horrible, because she's horrible to you in Mass Effect 2. She's like,
Oh, what are you fucking doing?
Okay,
here?
I hate you, I do. Piss off. I'm
I
not
just
a-
froze. I absolutely froze on the spot. It was proper scary. Stu's
like-
froze again. As I said, froze. Stu froze on Zoom.
I froze. Yeah, I said my internet connection is unstable. Our internet's absolutely
what else is fucking new?
trash at the moment.
Yeah.
We're doing the show.
Only at the moment, though, not usually.
For 12
No,
years.
it's like this all the time. It's literally
Yes,
like
it
this
is like
all
this
the
all the
12
time.
years,
You're right.
and you fucking, there's always been dodgy, Stu. I know
Yeah.
what you want to fucking say.
So yeah, I don't know. It's dodgy.
Take your foot off the fucking wire.
But yes, Ashley is hot.
She's
in this game.
sexy in this game.
She is. She is.
Goddamn.
And she's got some cool powers. Yeah, some cool powers as she likes blowing shit. I'm almost sure she's got an incendiary grenade as well.
But I did the Shadow Broker DLC as well in Mass Effect 2.
All right, okay. Yeah, you see, I didn't do that either.
So that's
I
where
saw it.
you boink Liara in that one.
All right, okay.
Boink.
I see.
Because I boinked her in 1.
I haven't boinked anybody yet.
No, when I played it originally, I can't remember who I boinked in the first game, but But Liara's my main boinker.
Boinker.
But in
your
the,
top sniff of the game.
Boink anybody in the main game of 2, but then in the Shadow Broker you boink Liara again.
You see, I tried to romance the one that you can't romance, but it makes you think you can.
Which one? The one next to the desk?
Yeah. So I did that as a woman, and she kept on like flirting and stuff, but it never went anywhere.
Oh, I did that mission.
I like the Doctor, man. She's my favorite. I really wish you could romance the Doctor.
I did the mission where, because I've got the Legion on board, and as soon as I did that, it did the mission where everybody just got fucked up on the ship.
Yeah, that is shocking, isn't it? You forget how shocking that is.
Yeah.
Karen Chakwas, by the way, is the Doctor on the ship.
Yeah.
I love her. She's
awesome. Especially the
reminds me
bit
a lot of the Duchess, actually.
When you're obviously playing as Joker, and he just drags someone into the lift.
He goes, Joker, yeah, follow me. Blah! And he just dies in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a cool moment. A very cool
You
moment.
forget. I forgot all about that until it happened.
I remember that. I remember that bit where you play as Joker. I remember that being like amazing when I did it, and I was.
It still is.
Yeah,
it's still such
I think
a cool moment.
It's a great mission. It just totally shocks you. I think.
Yeah.
Because you've got this full sense of security in one, and everybody's fine, and they do a good job of like sort of making the crew isn't overly in your face. In 2,
it is if you talk to them though.
But they're not. That's not in your face. You're talking to them, are you?
No,
but like,
true.
You know, they say hello, and then it feels really noisy, and there's people sitting everywhere. But after that attack,
it's weird.
The
so
ship
weird,
is
isn't
so dead.
Yeah,
it actually.
And
feels
you walk
like
up on the bridge, and there's just nobody.
It feels
there.
like the ship from fucking Mass Effect Andromeda, because there's no one on that ship apart from the crew that you pick up. So
you see, that's it. That's the other interesting thing with the woman who I tried to get off with.
Yeah.
Because she talks to you every single time you go to the map.
Shepard, there's a message for you. Wait,
you got the message at your personal console or whatever.
There's always a message.
Yeah. So she gives you all that stuff, and she's always talking to you, and then she's just not there. And you walk up to the map, and she just isn't there. Yeah, she's just
like
not
a
there.
rat.
It is weird.
Where did she go?
Very weird.
Come back.
But yeah, Mass Effect 3.
I
can't get over how great these games hold up now. You know, they still look great, and they play really well. It is pretty impressive that a game of this, caliber
age. You know what the next games are that I can't remember anything of, but they were ages ago. The Batmans.
Yeah, you see, we should play Thingy again, shouldn't we? The first one, Arkham Asylum.
Don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got it on PC.
Obviously, I remember like the Scarecrow moment. I remember the opening bit. I remember the ending. But I don't remember it beat for beat.
Yeah, the ending was terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Joker on steroids, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was awful.
And Arkham City, I can barely remember anything about that game.
Yeah.
But Arkham Knight, I remember quite a lot about Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I loved that game. That was 2015. That wasn't even that long ago, I don't think.
No, they're pretty good. So yeah, we'll do that next. We'll finish these and then we'll play the Arkham game, shall we? Shall we do that?
Yeah. They remastered those ages ago, didn't they?
Yeah, are they on Game Pass by any chance?
No, they were, I think.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Or maybe they were. I think Arkham Knight is on Game Pass, but I don't think Arkham Asylum is.
Right,
but
anyway. So yeah, so there you go. I'm on the Mass Effect 3. Chinny will probably be on it very soon, I would imagine then. Because that last mission doesn't take a long time to do, the suicide thing. It's not that long. It's probably hour at tops, I would have said.
Yeah.
It's not a long mission, so you'll be on it.
But there's
soon.
some other side missions I'm going to do before I do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Duke, over to you for your final game. I believe you got one more.
I do have one more. There was a game that I downloaded a while ago, put on my Zero Plays shelf, and it's called Engine Evolution 2021. This is a free-to-play motorbike racing game. And I thought, you know what? I like a good motorbike racing game. Let's give it a shot. What do I have to lose? No money, certainly. So I played this game, and I think the best way to describe it would be to say engine shitvolution.
Nice.
Oh, God. That good.
Because I played it for about 2 minutes, and I was like, fuck this game. I'm done.
Nice.
It's laughably... First of all, you go from 0 to 60 and then back to 0 with the push of a button. Like, maybe I was doing it wrong, but I just thought it was ridiculous how quickly you just go to 0 miles per hour. It's got the little turning guides like you have in Forza or whatever, trying to figure out, and so maybe I'm supposed to be pushing the buttons more gently or something. I don't know. But all I know is when I did the map the first time, like I didn't slow down very much on my first turn, and it just went straight out, and I just crashed.
Can I just say, we're looking at this dude here practicing leaning. It looks like he's like sneaking a fart out.
Yeah,
because the graphics are not great.
That's what he looks like, he's doing.
It
looks like he's sneaking a fart.
It looks like the bike's too small. Like
yeah, it does. It looks like he's sat on a tiny bike.
Homer when he's riding Krusty's.
When he's doing the clown college thing.
Yeah, exactly. I can never do the loop. You'll do it now.
I don't know about engine evolution. I think it should be called engine devolution.
Engine shitvolution.
You see what I did there?
It's not a good game.
It looks like a cycle bike.
It looks. Do you know what it actually looks like? It looks like those really early racing games that you used to get in the arcade.
Yeah, where you just pole position type.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. It looks like that. Terrible physics.
It looks like he's on an e-bike.
I actually don't mind how it looks. I'm not really caught up on looks, but the way it plays is so
I'm not being funny, right? I don't know what this bike is meant to be he's riding.
I think it's an e-bike.
This would never be on a racing track ever.
And this many people would not
even
turn
on a
up.
track day.
This many people would not turn up to see it.
No, that's all his friends and relatives.
On this
he paid those people to
powered bike.
You know, in games where the crowd looks like cardboard cutouts, well, they are cardboard cutouts.
They are cardboard cutouts.
No, they're mannequins. Yeah. They just lined up a bunch of mannequins.
So
yeah, Engine Evolution 2021. It's even not worth your time to download, people. Don't
someone might have spent ages making this, bless them, but
I mean,
it looks terrible. It looks terrible.
I don't really care how it looks. It plays terrible. That's what matters. Yeah. And it does play terrible.
It does look like it.
I'm really desperate to get a drink because I've got a bit of a dry throat.
You do that.
Well, we're nearly finished. If you can wait 5 minutes, Ginny, I think
where's
we're
the
about
news?
Done. Well, we haven't got a little bit of news, I suppose. There's not a lot of news. There is something I want to talk about.
Oh, wait,
though.
we're done with the game feed, though. So, Chinny, you can just put me and Stu on.
Yeah, we can talk about news. We can talk about the first bit of news.
Putting news first.
Drink it up.
I'm gonna
drink
talk about some news that's kind of a serious topic.
Okay. I mean, I can't make funny jokes.
I think you'll have some strong opinions on this, and you
I'm
may
not known for my strong opinions.
Yeah, you may tell me I'm being stupid or cynical or whatever, but recently there's been a lot of fundraising stuff going on for the Ukraine.
Yes.
Okay. itch.io made $6 million in the end for the bundle that they did for it, for Ukraine.
There were like 400 games or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. They made $6 million. No, that was Humble.
Okay.
Humble have made $15 million.
Oh my God.
So combine these two indie storefronts have made $21 million.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the cynical part of me worries that will this get to the right people?
That's always a good question to ask when people are raising money for anything.
Because, for instance, in this country recently, there was. Do you remember the ex-army guy who did the walk round his garden? Do you remember this in COVID?
Yeah,
he raised millions for the NHS and all this and the other. There's been a lot of controversy lately because his daughter is a director of the charity who suddenly started paying herself £170,000 a year salary.
See, that's messed up
from said charity. And I'm not saying this is happening, with Humble Bundle or itch.io, but when you've got a company that makes Humble Bundle does make quite a lot of cash, let's be honest. They don't do it. They do a lot of good stuff for charity, but they will take their cut, because that's how these things work. That may be a percentage. That may be, I don't know how they work that out.
No. I think they said that all the money is going to these charities. The question is, which charities and how well are they known?
How is it going to be used when it gets the...
Exactly. And that's a question people should ask when they donate to the Red Cross, to Médecins Sans Frontières, Amnesty International, like all these organizations. We should not take it on faith that these organizations are operating fairly, that they're have low overhead, et cetera, et cetera. These are very good questions. The difference is between being skeptical, which is what it sounds like you're being skeptical.
Yeah, probably more
we
skeptical
want to
than
be
cynical,
we want
I
to be
guess.
skeptical. We don't want to be cynical, because cynical says that money's not getting to people. Fuck, I'm not giving them any money. That's the
And there is
cynical
some of
voice.
that. Sadly, in charities,
course.
there is
There
some
always
of that
is.
stuff.
Right. The skeptical voice says, what can I find out about these organizations?
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
what are they
when I
actually
look
going to
up-
do with this cash?
Yeah. So
once
when I
they've
look
got
up
it?
the International Medical Corps, well, the first thing that comes up on Google is their website, of course. Then the question is, okay, how can we find information about them? There's a website called Charity Monitor or something like that. Navigator, that's what it's called, Navigator. So if you go to Charity Navigator, we can type in these two organizations and see what so this is Charity Navigator is kind of like a Metacritic for charities, right? And it'll tell you like how well a certain organization.
So if you put Humble Bundle in, what does it say?
Well, no, that's the thing. Humble Bundle is not actually administering the money. They're just donating it to organizations that do the work in Ukraine. So the organizations that they said that they're giving it to, according to this Economic Times article, is the International Medical Corps and Voices of Children. So let's start with International Medical Corps.
Oh, this is quite interesting.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that, like, fortunately, I mean, the bad news about the internet giving is that there are so many organizations, it's hard to keep track of them all. The good news is that there are some people now who are making it a mission to, like, report on, they're watchdogging all these organizations that are doing it. The question is, how do we know we can trust Charity Navigator? And I don't have an easy answer to that. However, International Medical Corps has 3 out of 4 stars on this website. So for whatever it's worth, it says give with confidence. And then there's a breakdown when you click on the website. And if Chinny weren't being lazy and absent, he could put this on the website, or on the stream. But anyway, you know, they say that, you know, their finances have a 77.5, and then their accountability and transparency have a 97. I guess that's 97%. And you can
so
see
they're saying we
details
take
about
this cut, but we tell everybody we do it.
Exactly. You know, whatever. And you know, then there's the question about, right, how much should an organization take as an overhead or whatever. And, you know, I trust that, you know, 3 out of 4 stars.
Just to put it into perspective then, right? Say, for instance, what is it? They give 77% of whatever they get. Is that what it says? Is that what
Well,
you're
it says financial, the rating is 77.5 out of 100. So that doesn't necessarily mean they only give that amount.
Yeah,
but it breaks down here. Admin expenses are 12.4%. So what that means, I read that as saying, 88% of the money actually.
Okay, here's a question then.
Yes.
So if they're given, say for instance, they get half of what Humble Bundle has amassed, which is $15 million.
Yep.
Right. They get $7.5 million, but then they take 12.5% of $7.5 million.
Yep.
Which is a lot of money, but is that really their overheads? You see, this is where I get skeptical, because part of me thinks if you make a lot of money, your overheads as a charity don't change.
But it depends on what you're doing with the money, because delivering it to people in Ukraine isn't an easy task.
Well, it depends what you do with it, because we don't know, do we?
Right, exactly. And that's what Charity Navigator does. And I put the link in the thing, Chinny, if you wanted to add it.
What are we talking about?
Stream.
So we're talking about, like, Humble Bundle.
Who watches
recently.
the charities that...
Yeah, Humble Bundle have made $15 million for the Ukraine.
Where's the link?
HIO's made $6 million, right? So combined,
comments.
They've made $21 million. But what I'm a little bit skeptical, because I'm like, that's a lot of money for some charities to get. What, you know, how are we sure that, you know, all that money is going to where it needs to get to, and it's going to the right places?
Have you seen somewhere say, "Oh, where's this money come from?" Or is this you just sitting there going,
No, it's just me thinking about it and going, you know, and I was saying the part of it is, you know, Sir Tom Moore or whatever, when he did his walk around his garden, you know, and he raised millions for the NHS. Well, recently it's come to light that his daughter has made herself a director of the charity and given herself £170,000 a year salary to run it, which obviously is just ridiculous, because she's taking 170 grand out of that charity, which obviously is not justified. That is just a ridiculous amount of money. And my concern is, you know, especially when we're talking about the levels of money these two charities, you know, Humble Bundle and HIO have raised, is a phenomenal amount of money.
Sorry,
and
Duke, send me the link on Zoom, will you? Because it's hard for me to find it. So.
All right.
And the skeptical part of me is that, you know, if a charity is saying they take 12.5% cut of what they raise as overheads, the more money they raise, the more money they take. It shouldn't be based on. It should be based on how much it costs, not on just a figure plucked out of the air. Like there's 12.5% flat
is
rate,
why
regardless of what we raise.
I was always warned about, you know, that like not for profit is more of a marketing term than it is.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Not always, Duke. Not always.
Well, the question is whether the institution is making a profit or not. Because you're right, there are plenty of people, a lot of people really, who work at these organizations who are living pretty well off of these donations that are ostensibly going to the people in Ukraine. However, the other thing to consider is, though, if the alternative, I mean, an extreme version of the alternative would be just give some money and we'll just throw it in the street in Ukraine, right?
Or
like,
everybody
there have
works,
to be people who...
Or everybody works a decent wage and not a ridiculous wage.
Well,
right,
yeah,
but that's nothing
fair.
to do. That can't be helped in war times. That's a slightly different problem. But
right, but the point is that people, there need to be people who get the money to the right places, and those people deserve a decent living.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
They don't need £100,000 a year.
No, or $50 million.
Fair enough. So then the question becomes, right, like what, you know, these admin expenses,
what are they doing with the
what are they
excess
all going
cash?
for?
Yeah, what's happening?
But whenever you hear like, oh, we're a not-for-profit, it doesn't mean they don't make a lot of money.
You see, what's another
a
interesting thing?
Right. But on the other hand, hang on a second though, because look, the one that we're looking at now, and the one I'm looking at, I don't know if it's on the stream, but you know, what's it called? International Medical Corps, like their admin expenses are 12%. That's actually not too bad. Like there's a lot of organizations where the admin expenses are like 30%.
Yeah, but when
the overhead is 50%.
Yeah, but you're talking about a company that makes, I don't know, say $200,000 or $300,000 or pounds profit a year. Well, 12.5% of $300,000 is a fair amount of money, but it's not 12.5% of $7 million, is it?
Right. No, but
do you understand what I mean? Their overheads are adjusted compared to how much they're doing as a company, not just this sort of figure plucked out of the air, out of a massive pot of cash.
Well, all I will say is that, you know, and I'm not necessarily defending this particular organization. I don't know much about them. I'm just saying that, you know, as somebody who has done work in solidarity organizations, I know that, you know, a lot of times you need to pay translators, you need to pay for transport, you need to pay for the office equipment, you need to pay for, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has to be
It depends what they're doing with the money.
Well, of course. Really, and that's why we would have to read reports from the organization and look into it. But that's why I trust Charity Navigator to say, okay, they're doing that work and they say give with confidence. I'm satisfied that this is a decent organization. I would be happy to give my money to.
The problem is how much they pay their staff, because
it is.
You know, I know charities where their board members get paid very generously. You know.
Oh yeah.
But we don't know that's the case with this organization.
No, I don't know. But I know
you're bristling at the 12% admin expenses. Rate,
I'm bristling at the fact that it's just a figure. It's not based on anything other than we'll take 12.5% of whatever we raise.
But that's what Charity Navigator is telling us.
Yeah, well,
that's
we
not
assume
necessarily
that's
what the organization is.
Well, we assume that's true. If this is a site to be trusted to, you know,
but maybe
measure
last
what
year
a charity
it was 15%,
does.
and so they're trimming it down, maybe.
We don't know that, but what I'm saying is, it does feel like it's different. As a company, like as a proper company, and Chinny will know this, running one himself. You can pretty much predict how much profit you're going to make the following year. That's what you do. You forecast what you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that figure you're going to make, then you forecast your overheads and how much that's going to cost you, right?
Okay.
And that's a figure that's based on what you're going to make as, you know, gross profit, GDP, whatever. When you've got a charity that's going, we'll just take 12 now, they have no idea how much money they're going to raise that year. For instance, this medical corps would have no idea that Humble Bundle was going to raise $15 million and give a huge lump of that to them. That wouldn't even be anywhere near their account. They wouldn't know, you know what I mean? And I think that's where I have a problem, because I just think 12.5%, they're still going to take that 12.5% potentially. That's a lot of cash that they're suddenly generating.
But hang on a second, though.
What are they doing with that? Is that going to the directors? Is that going to the, you know, who's that going to? Where's that going?
That's a good question. And this is where it's necessary to stay skeptical, but not get cynical, because this is what Charity Navigator says on their website. As reported by charities on their IRS Form 990, this measure reflects what percent of its total budget a charity spends on overhead, administrative staff, and associated costs and organizational meetings. So that's like in the last year. It might be different this year. Like if they end up with a lot more, this Humble Bundle sent them $20 million and last year they only had 6 or whatever. Yeah, maybe they decide, you know what, we're just going to shovel a lot more of it to the payouts and our administrative expenses for this year will end up being 4%.
Maybe. We'll remain
it's hard
skeptical.
To know.
Yeah,
it's fine to remain skeptical. I just urge people not to get cynical and go, well, I'm not going to give to this organization because I don't trust that number of 12.4%. The question I suppose I would have is, okay, what percent would you want an organization to have for their administrative overhead?
I think it's just how much it costs. It's nothing to do with a percentage of what they make. It's how much does it cost to run the company.
But it doesn't work like that because Chinny, look, tell me if I'm wrong, Chinny. If you have 10 clients, your administrative overheads are going to be different than if you have 30 clients, right?
Yeah.
So the more money you have coming in, the more you have to deal with, which makes a percentage actually make more sense than just a flat number.
Well, not really, because what most companies do is try and keep their overheads down. So what happens is, they will relate their overheads to whatever profit they're making at the time.
Well, what I'm saying, Stu, is you work in a place.
Having a flat
folks,
rate
right?
is not how it works in real life.
You work in a place with older folks, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's say suddenly next year or in the next month, 50 more residents move in.
But that's not possible because we haven't got
stuff.
50 more rooms, have we?
Some nice person donates a whole bunch of money. They add a wing to your building, and now you have 50 more rooms.
Yeah, of course, your overheads go up, but also your potential profit goes up. Yeah, but your profit goes up as well.
That's the same thing here.
Not really.
It's just instead of profit, it's donating to people in need.
I'll remain skeptical. I'll remain skeptical.
All I will say is I believe Charity Navigator does good work. They're giving this International Medical Corps 3 out of 4 stars. I say buy these stupid games and give money to Ukraine.
I think it's finished now, by the way. It's all done.
Well, that's the other thing I think is weird. Like, I want to help Ukraine. I want to also play video games. Ooh, I can do both. Just
it's a good way of doing it.
Money to Ukraine.
Yeah, but it's I suppose like
it's lowering the barrier between us and helping Ukraine.
You see, it's interesting. What another thing people did in this country, and I think it probably applies in the US, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't. People were renting Airbnbs in the Ukraine, but obviously not going.
Like that.
But the problem with that is, and Kay said this, the people who are able to run an Airbnb in the Ukraine probably aren't the people who need the cash.
I mean, to be fair, some are and some aren't. I mean,
Do you understand what I mean, though? Those people who have a second property.
Right. Now, to be fair, though, in a war zone, you can easily go from living large with 2 properties to suddenly having nothing because one of your properties was destroyed in a fire.
Yeah, then the Airbnb people.
Again,
what are you supposed to do? Order a hot dog from the hot dog stand online?
No, but I'm just saying,
right there,
it's a weird concept because those probably aren't the people who need the money the most.
Well, it is going to be benefiting those who before the war were already doing pretty well. That's true.
That's true, and that's the problem because.
So then the question is, right? How do we get money into the hands of the people?
It's difficult. It's very difficult.
International Committee of the Red Cross is good. The International Rescue Committee is an organization that does good work with refugees.
What was that massive catapult? Trebuchet, was it?
Yeah, Trebuchet. Yeah, Trebuchet.
Just fling it over.
Fling it over there.
All right. Just have it dropping on the street.
I want to see 100% of the cash going to the people. That's what I want.
International Rescue Committee is a good organization. I like them.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's a.
Now
here's like some sort of airdrop like PUBG.
Yeah, drop a big bundle of cash.
Here's the last thing I'll say about this Ukraine thing. I think it's beautiful to see the solidarity coming out for Ukraine. Where's that solidarity for the victims of the Syrian civil war and the Saudi Arabian bombing of Yemen, which the United States is probably Britain also is very much in support of. We don't hear about those refugees.
Duke, Singcast. I'm only saying that.
You're up talking about, hey, you brought up Ukraine.
Yeah, but it's connected to video games.
We want to help all the people
connected to video
Syrians,
games.
Get the hell out. We don't want Syrians in here.
Connected to video games.
Duke, you forgot one simple thing.
Yeah, what was that, Ginny? What was that?
People don't care about brown people.
I don't want to say it. Since you mentioned
Isn't that it? Isn't that it, though?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Because
How can you be so cynical, Chinny?
The reason why that one's not important is because Like they think, oh, they live in deserts and they're brown. They don't look like
They're
me.
used to this kind of warfare.
They don't look like me, and they don't live in places like that I do. But
it's
the Ukraine,
the Family Guy thing with the little chart when they're looking at Peter to see if he's a terrorist.
yeah. They're like because the people in Ukraine, and it's not their fault that they're white, obviously, but but what I'm saying is, it looks so familiar to people, the Ukraine, because it's very close to Europe.
The last thing I'll say about this, which is kind of interesting,
but they don't care about brown people.
Well,
Kanye said it, and I'm saying it now.
HIO also did a fundraiser for Afghanistan, which isn't that long ago. I know that shit went down.
How much did that raise?
About $300,000.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It didn't. I don't think it even reached the target they'd set. And yet the Ukraine one smashes it and gets $6 million.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think one of the factors involved there is that Afghanistan is a conflict that's been goddamn, the Soviets are there in the 80s,
it's a complicated conflict
as well. It's
a
very long thing. Yeah. But the people who need help in Afghanistan.
No, I know, but that's the problem, is it? Like, it's not their fault. But the problem with the conflict in Afghanistan and even the Iraqi war, even though that's a little bit more simplified and understand what's going on, but it's a complicated, drawn out conflict, and also they're brown, and they live. No, and joking aside, they live in environments that we can't relate to. Hot deserts, basically, right? We can't relate to
people
that.
in Arizona can relate to that.
Yeah. Or Florida, but like but the reason why Ukraine probably hits home to people in America and the UK and Germany and France is because you could visit Ukraine. In fact, I know people that went there like a couple of years ago, and it was just a place that you went, and it was a holiday destination.
Well, to be fair, all places are places that.
But I suppose
go and have a wander around Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
But
that's the thing is we see TV shows about it and we get a lot more media coverage. Whereas in Afghanistan, after a few years, it's like, okay, they're still fighting. Whatever.
It's complicated. It's a complicated problem.
It is. Anyway,
moving on.
And also, Putin makes for a very good bad guy.
Well, that's true as well.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, Russia have been the bad guys in terrorist movies for years.
Okay, super quick news to finish off and get us out of here. We got some super quick news.
There's a great podcast called the Ukraine Cast that the BBC do, and they do
super slow news. This is super slow.
An episode every day for every day the war goes on, and it's really interesting. It's run by BBC journalists and journalists who are from the Ukraine. It's really interesting. It tells your stories from the Ukraine. If you want to know more about it, go to the Ukraine Cast on the BBC website. Thank you.
There you go. Super quick news. Bungie reports Destiny YouTube video copyright takedown. So Bungie themselves are being hit by DMCA strikes on YouTube for the content on there. So their own game is being taken off their own channel. Yeah. I don't know. No, they don't know.
Is this because it's just bots doing the work and they can't
don't
tell
know? So they're looking into it to try and figure out
why.
That's crazy. Because they've said we have always been open to streaming. We are not bothered about people streaming our game.
Well, apparently you are.
All they like.
This is exactly what Kafka's all about, man. The idea of the castle and the trial is like this bureaucracy has a mind of its own, and there's no way for humans to.
Maybe that's because their own YouTube channel has been hit by it. So the Destiny people themselves, Bungie, has been hit themselves. Anyway, Witcher 4 has been announced. Big announcement.
Well, it was announced at GDC, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's been announced. And,
I mean, it wasn't. They just said we're working on it.
Yes, and the new director promises no crunch on my watch.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see about that. The Wolf Among Us 2 will be understandable for people that didn't play the original game. So that's been announced.
Well, it have to be. It's like 20 years old now.
Yeah, it is. It's a long time ago since that came out. What else we got? PlayStation will reveal this week's Spartacus, its Game Pass competitor. Excited? Not really. Who knows?
Sorry, where is this from?
So PlayStation are doing their own version of Game Pass called Spartacus at the moment. Which
Devil's
is
in the details. What games are on it and how much?
We don't know.
I'm skeptical.
We can't comment on it because we don't know.
PlayStation, Sony don't have the money Microsoft have to put the stuff in, so I'm skeptical. I hope it's good, but I'm skeptical.
But we'll see. Sky Oblivion. Do you remember this has been going on for 10 years?
For fuck's sake.
Sky Oblivion. which is
people,
the
wrap it up.
so the modding Oblivion into the Sky Engine.
Yeah, I
Every
know.
criticism you have for Sky Oblivion,
Skyrim
dude,
Engine,
people have
or
been
Sky
saying
Engine.
about this show for years.
There they are.
Why bother? Give up.
No, they don't say this. This looks stupid.
They
They do now because they can see our
They don't say
faces.
that about our show.
15 minutes of footage this week to
graphics
show how
suck.
cool it looks. Yeah, let's show off the
voice
10-year-old
acting is
graphics. It
terrible.
looks amazing.
Yeah, right.
Elden Ring speedrun has now been beaten and is under 25 minutes.
Well, we're in the Wild West now, Stu. Do you know what I mean? Like,
25 minutes.
in 10 years, update me on the speedrun. Because the Wild West now is like somebody will just figure out a way to shave off 5 seconds, which is massive.
Yeah.
In Mario
25 minutes.
speedruns, like the original Mario speedrun, if somebody shaves off 0.01 of a second, it's a huge deal.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, right? The thing with Elden Ring is, though, the actual game, an average person would take between 80 and 100 hours to complete.
They
it.
exploit
25 minutes.
Yeah, but they exploit so much.
25 minutes.
You know what I mean? They know this is what.
And they build off the stuff that came before it. Like that's the other thing is that like these speedruns all benefit each other because they're watching each other. And they say, "Oh, I can shave 5 seconds off by doing that thing that person did, and then I'll find some other way to."
Anyway,
do it.
it's crazy. Anyway, final bit of news. Don't know whether Chinny will be interested in this, but Fortnite introduced a no building mode into the game, so it's literally like PUBG.
Yeah,
so
I
no
saw
building, no
the
nothing.
trailer for it. Yeah.
It's now going to become permanent. It's been so successful, they're keeping it in the game. So I think that's going to be a version of the game. You can obviously still play with the building in if you want, but you can play with it out. So there you go.
I'm
So there you go.
curious.
Super quick news, people. Right. On that note, it's time to get the hell out of here. So let's.
We have no speak pipes. We have no emails.
No speak pipes. No emails.
Jeez,
Let's do
people,
some
what are you doing to
shout-outs
us
and
here,
say
man?
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
So I'm going to go first. I'm going to shout out
go
Duke
first.
for writing his amazing story and finally getting
thank
it
you
out
very
there.
much.
Especially in audio format, because that's how I read most of my books. I know
You
it's
know
not
what?
really-
As you ask, so shall ye receive, man.
Oh, by the way,
Sometimes.
what I didn't say is I think Duke is a very good narrator.
I appreciate that. I was listening to it while I was editing it, and I was like kind of unhappy with some of my reading, but
I think the
I'm
only thing I would
critical of
say, you
myself.
did make me jump a few times when something actiony happened and you shouted very loudly.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Right, when I was looking at the normalization, I was like, oof, that's not very loud. It's because this one moment I'm like, ah! So, I should.
Oh, and the other thing I would say is it could have
modulate
done
that.
to be slightly louder because I had to put my car stereo on 35.
All right,
and
you
then,
can stop now.
Yeah.
And
It was
also, it
fucking
was
free. What the
shit.
fuck do you
Oh,
want?
and by the way, no, it was very good. Your narrating was excellent.
Thank you.
gotta say.
I
And the book was
appreciate that.
pretty good. It was pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right.
Shit.
That's it. I don't know what else to do. There you go. I'm done. Duke, you can shout out.
Yes, well, I'll go. Well, speaking of which, I will shout out Stu for showing love to the book, and everybody else who's showing me love for this book. For those who don't know, the book is called Delivery to Nimbus X. Here, wait, I'll get a copy and hold it up for you.
Yeah, hold it up. I'm going to have one soon. I want to see what it looks like.
Sake. Look, here's the cover, and this symbol here is ZPC, the company that sells the drugs that they're transporting. Oops,
By
I
the way,
gave
how do
away
I
what
get
they're
it? How do
transporting.
I get it signed?
Well, you're
how
gonna
do I
have to
get it?
pay for international postage for that shit.
What?
What do you want? How am I supposed to get it to you?
I don't know. Just send me a bit of paper with your
Teleportation?
signature on, and I'll stick it in the front.
Well, I'll tell you
cover.
what. Next time Chinny's in New York, I'll just mail it to New York, and then he can drag it back for you. Antonio and Dan showed up at the launch party. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Other people might have been there, but they were the only ones who spoke. Well, they were the only ones who spoke in the chat, and I appreciate
was
that.
there
So thank you
watching.
for coming and being mute.
Oh,
Jay gave me some feedback on the dialogue. I disagree with him, but I appreciate the fact that he cares enough to give me that suggestion. Tim Kelly and Brian and SLH also showed book love, and other people who ordered the book and listened to it. I really appreciate it. It makes me very happy when people show interest in my work. It is a little frustrating that I can't break beyond the little circle around me, but I am eternally grateful for the circle around me for showing the support that it does. So thank you, everybody, and everybody listening. We love doing the show, and we like hearing from you. So send us an email or a speak pipe or both.
There you go, Chinny.
Over to you.
Well, I'm afraid I've got to shout out my lovely wife. That's like, you
Yay, Tara.
know, Tara turned another year around the sun. Can't reveal her age because she's a lady. But yeah, you know, and I always joke because Tara doesn't age. Do you? I mean, you've met Tara a few times.
He does not age. He looks the
Duke,
same as she
you've
did
met
when I
Tara
first
once.
met her.
She ages well, our Tara. And every year I say, look, when we're older, she's gonna look like my carer. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna look old, and she's just gonna look like she looks after me. And we're getting every year we get closer to it. You know, I get a few more grey hairs. She looks the same. It's all fine. So
she looks the same.
There we go. And also shout out to the mothers. If you're a mother, I know just sent us in the chat. Happy Mother's Day.
Yay.
Shout out to my mom and the mother-in-law. And I took all the mothers out today. That's why I didn't finish it up. But like, because Tara's birthday is yesterday, and everybody was down. We've got 2 new mothers in the family, Natalie and Rena, who are like new mothers. And we got the 2 veteran mothers. Veteran. So we took them out to a cafe called Medicine, which makes no sense, and treat them to some brunch and
you got yourself
donuts.
a big dog nut.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, all good. So,
Well, that's it, people. I think so. On that note,
it's
time to go. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net.
Go check out VGHub.net, people. And that's the end of that chapter.
It is. Well, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got work tomorrow, so I guess I've got to go.
I'm going to finish grading these papers.
Yeah, and Chinny's got to make some music, make some beautiful music.
I'm not doing that tonight.
No, I know you're not doing it tonight, but you're going to be making some beautiful music.
So next week, I'm playing Subnautica, maybe. Chinny's making music, maybe. Stu, what are you agreeing to for next week?
I'm going to paint a picture. I don't know, that's what I'm doing.
Show it to us.
I'm going to show you my art.
Yeah,
my
do it.
artwork. Chinny, I'll send you the link, by the way. I'm assuming you got it for
Yeah, do you just drag and drop it in? Or?
Yeah, and you can try it out, so you don't have to obviously commit to anything. You can just put a track in there to see how it works. For free. Totally for free.
But that means I've got to have the file of the track, and who downloads?
Yeah, just any old MP3.
Who downloads MP3s of music?
Mate, you must have some. I've got loads of MP3s.
You can download some on my website.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Okie dokie. See you later, Chinny. See you, Duke.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, mate. Bye.
Bye. Always kills the stream when everybody leaves. Look, I'm in 3 places. See ya.